Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. It is the Casino Royale style happy hour. I know it's been a minute since we did our last one. Our last one was Quantum of Solace. You know, we're going in backwards order. We're going to go all the way to Dr. No. I'll be like 78 when that happens, but damn it, we're going to do it. And listen, it's a little difficult to do it sometimes. This has been pre-recorded, just so you know. We still want the comments because we're still going to be on here live. I know that just speaks to like the opposite of what I just said, but it's because I needed the absolutely right panel for this today. I mean, it needed to be my friends, somebody I was comfortable with, people that understood fashion and style and the sartorial aspects, because ladies and gentlemen, Casino Royale, this is kind of the granddaddy of them all. This is most of the Bond community's favorite Bond film. So this is going to be the big one. This is extra special. And because of that, let's start introducing the people that are going to be part of the panel. Oh, hold on a second. What am I doing? This is a happy hour. I've got to tell you my drink that I have today. I have a Vesper. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no quinoa Lillet in here. That is vodka with a little bit of lemon peel. That's pretty much it. Oh, sweet mother's milk. That's going to be good. And I have like a little carafe over here in case I need to fill up, because this is going to be a long one. There's a lot of Bond outfits to talk about. And speaking of outfits, what have I chosen for today? Wait till you see the panel's incredible choice of outfits. I mean, these things are chef kiss. I have a screen used. This is the screen used Armani. That's not the royal one. I've got the Planet Ocean, the big honkin' 45.5. And I've got a Sunspell polo. And who knows what I have in my lower GI? I could have box. You don't know. You don't know me. But let's invite the first person. And we've got to have them on first because of the time change. And who knows when he has to leave because Anastasia is calling him back to bed. You know how a secret agent is. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Tailors with Love and from the UK, Pete Brooker, welcome to the show.
Hello. How you doing, David? You okay?
I am okay, strangely enough. How are you doing?
I'm going great guns. Although I did screw up the time because I thought it was going to be at 9. I thought it was going to be an hour earlier. So all of my fault, but that does mean I've missed my good window buzz. You know, I timed everything, my nightcaps, my daily drinking to be hitting peak form at 9. So you're going to get like a fatigued, over Grey Goosed 10 o'clock peak.
No, unacceptable. We're going to wake you up. This group is going to wake you up. What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, Grey Goose tonight.
Just pure and simple Grey Goose.
Out of the freezer, a couple of ice cubes. I've got the bottle here just as an emergency.
By the way, Pete, I'll tell you how long it's been since we've done one of these. Is the last time we did one of these, you weren't drinking alcohol.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's how long it's been.
Yeah. I thought the last one that we did was, oh my God, what was it? Was it Quantum of Solace?
It was. Yeah, we've been going backwards.
I thought I got barred for talking about sustainability for 2 hours.
You went on a little bit, but listen, we've got a red button here. We can get rid of you at any moment. By the way, Pete, what are you wearing?
Oh, so just the Sunspell Riviera Polo, which is kind of my go-to.
I think that's going to actually be a very unique choice in today's discussion. I have this weird feeling. And speaking of unique choice, we've got to invite your partner in crime from Tailors with Love, but Bond Suits own the one, the only, the absolute encyclopedia of style, none other than Matt Spaiser. Oh, Matthew, look at you.
Hey,
welcome.
How's it going?
Oh, Matt,
you know, it's sunny out here still, so I got my sunglasses today.
Oh, it looks good. Are those the right sunglasses?
Yeah, these are almost the right ones to wear with Pete's Riviera Polo that I'm borrowing from him.
They look great. Now you're wearing something though very unique. What are you wearing on your body?
On my body.
Ginete? No, what are you wearing? What's your shirt?
The same Sunspell Riviera polo that Pete has on.
That's crazy that you guys wore the same thing. Did you not talk before we did this?
We don't talk at all now. We released the book and that was it. Done and done.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Pete since I got a text from him earlier today.
Matt, I'm jealous of the buffoon chest hair coming out though. That is aspiring.
That's Connery hair. That's what that
Counter
is.
hair. Yeah, that's. But I do have the Persol. Is this the 2244? I think, but it doesn't have the same lenses because I got the polarized ones, which means I can't look at a screen. while
We
I
want to
use them.
see those baby browns anyway. We do. No, I don't like that. It's very disconcerting. You look like a Terminator with the glasses on. Don't do that. Matt, what are you drinking tonight? Hopefully heavily and hopefully something cold.
Unfortunately, not because it's still the middle of the workday for me.
What?
Yes, this is still the middle of the workday for me. So I
So
don't have
at what
anything.
time of this happy hour can you start drinking?
I'm going back to work after this.
Even if this lasts 3 hours, you're going to go back to work?
Yeah, I have some stuff to finish. So
Oh my gosh.
that's how it goes.
Well,
But
listen,
you're
That's how
working
it
from
goes.
home, Matt. No one's going to really know.
yeah, I mean, this is going to be
No.
published,
But
many years from now.
my head's gonna start to go, and that's how it goes for me.
I
And I'm still
totally
kind
get
of
it.
just bit out of it. So yeah.
Well, listen, Matt, as much as I want to send this video to a screeching halt, I've got to invite our next panelist. I mean, we could talk about your workday forever.
Who else is here, David?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. Certainly somebody that's not wearing a Riviera Polo, I hope. We've got Luke from Bond's apartment.
Yes, considerably.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing the Sunspell Riviera Polo.
Nice.
From,
Love that
Casino
polo.
Royale.
Love
Hey,
me
what are
a
you-
Riviera
you guys
polo.
wearing?
Yeah.
What do you? Is that a Riviera Polo?
Strong choice.
Nice.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have to apologize. We all spoke and everybody had a different outfit and a different thing. But Luke, save us. Tell me you're not drinking nothing like Matt or a Grey Goose like Peter. Are you doing something unique and different?
McKellen 12 today.
Whoa, that's the
Ooh.
good stuff.
It's the good stuff.
Man, I wish I had that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got some Kino Lillet and some other stuff, but it's just easier to just put some ice in and pour,
I feel like if we get onto Grubhub right now, we could have something delivered to Matt Spaiser of an alcoholic substance.
Do you
Yeah.
want me to go get something? I'll go get
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yes, could
Go
you?
pick
Because
something.
it'll give us
Okay.
time to
I'll be
welcome
right
Luke
back.
and
Mount
introduce-
Gay and
Go.
soda.
Take
Mount
your
Gay
time.
and soda.
All right. So while we say goodbye, and we could talk about him because his earphones are off. But we'd rather actually invite our next person. And listen, if it's another Sunspell Riviera, we've got to end the video just right away because then it's just a Sunspell ad. But we've got nobody then. Kyle Barbeau.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I too am wearing Sunspell, but I'm not wearing the Riviera polo. I went long sleeve tonight, so
Oh.
I'm a little bit
nice.
different. I've got Sunspell the
T-shirt.
T-shirt also. So
So you
it-
look
it
like
is
you're doing the
Yeah.
Venice
Sunspell,
outfit.
Sure.
You got the Venice outfit
Considerably.
going.
Yeah,
sort of?
yeah, a little bit of Venice. I should be chasing some girl to the bank instead of sitting here in my office.
Isn't that usually the case?
That's the way it should be.
Sort of
Yeah.
is. It sort of is. Kyle, what are you drinking? Because you have the type of job where you can actually have a libation at work.
That is true, and I had a little bit of a head start because
Oh.
today was baseball opening day, so I had a little bit of a liquid lunch. So now I'm behaving, and I'm having one of James Bond's favorite beverages. I'm drinking coffee.
Mm.
You're drinking coffee?
I am.
Ooh.
Yes.
Boot him. Boot him. Boot
Very
him.
black.
Boot
I feel
him.
like
Very black.
the people watching this right now are like, what's going on with this new happy hour?
I don't know. I feel like I've let a lot of people down. That's out of character for me.
It
Me
is.
in
Will you
particular.
drink a libation somewhere in the middle here? Or
Absolutely. Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
all right. And this is why he's covering his eyes. He's clearly hungover.
Yeah.
So
No,
good for you.
I had a rough night last night.
I don't blame you.
No, not really.
And by the way, Matt
That's really
Spaiser is
quite
desperately like the Statue of Liberty holding his glass. Matthew, what do you have in there? Is it a urine sample?
So I got a Johnny Walker Black, and it's actually based on what Kyle said, it's actually a Yankees bottle.
Oh,
Mm.
I have no idea what that means.
But
don't
you
go-
go.
you-
I'm British.
you-
How am I
you-
supposed to know what that means?
You can get a themed any.
It's like cricket,
you know,
but not as slow.
Ah,
Oh.
okay.
it's like how you can have a 007 Bollinger, so why not a Yankees Johnny Walker?
I love this. Well, listen, 40 minutes into this video, let's raise a toast to everybody. My God. Cheers, everybody, for joining. Cheers of you in the stream.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
All right. We got to get to work. No more of this fun. We have different outfits to discuss. Here's how we're going to play this game, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a panel of experts, and they truly are, when you scratch and sniff the idea, why did I say that, of sartorial people in the Bond community, immediately you close your eyes and you think these four gentlemen. So thank you, gents. I'm very honored to have you here. And we're off to the races, because the first outfit that we're going to be talking about is a little bit cloaked. I mean, this is the black and white scene. We're introduced to Bond for the first time. He's talking to Dryden. Matt, what are we looking at here?
We have a pea coat. I think he's got a cardigan underneath that. And I'm not really sure what else is there, but I do love the pea coat. And I think it's I really wish we could get a good look at this pea coat, because I think it's a real classic.
So the cool thing is, in that Omega book, the Daniel Craig Omega book, there's a really nice shot of this outfit. And sure enough, you're right. It's a pea coat with these very, very oversized lapels. You get a really nice view of it, and the pants.
Yeah, it's what I really love in a pea coat. I prefer this pea coat over the Billy Reed.
And we got to say goodbye to Matt Spaiser.
Oh, there he goes.
We got some interference.
11 minutes. That's a record.
It is a record. Joe Darlington had beat it. Well, almost beat it by 8 minutes when he said he'd like No Time to Die. But Matt, you got it. Well done. Well, all right. So Pete, I mean, we've got a pea coat, we've got a cardigan. It's cloaked. But what is this? When you saw this for the first time and you're kind of assessing his outfit, did it speak Bond to you? What did it say to you?
Well, I don't know if I was really looking at outfits back in 2006. I think I was quite innocent, I guess, watching Bond films, not judging him by his clothes.
Semantics.
But I mean, yeah, looking back on it now, I mean, it's a great nod to his British naval history as well. So it kind of has that feel about it, but it's not a long coat. It's not a bridge coat. He's not a mature commander at this point, and nor would it be practical, I don't think, for him to be sitting in there with this huge long coat that would be draping all over the floor. So he wants to have something quite nimble. You can reach into the coat quite quick and get the gun and shoot him. And this is, I think, Tom Sears from JBI's favorite scene, because he loves it when he shoots him and there's that brief second where he sees his family and the blood goes over the photo. He loves that, and I love that. And yeah,
I think that's a really great point. I didn't even think about that. This is it's a movable action coat. It's not one of these things like I always think of the Tom Ford Kazan coat from End of Quantum of Solace. Not the most practical for drawing a gun or moving. It's kind of long. This, not so much. You can move in it.
Get straight in there.
Good point. Kyle, love it, hate it, kill it, marry it?
I love it. This is, and Pete kind of touched on this, Bond is a Navy guy, and the pea coat is a naval garment. So right off the bat, we're establishing that this guy just came out of the Navy. He has that tradition in his background, but it's not well lit. It's dark. He's in the shadows. So there's an air of mystery and an air of danger to him. I appreciate it.
I like it. And Luke, we got to go to you, because you always you can sort of straddle the line of like going off to the left of the Bond brands. But what do you think about this one?
I love it. I mean, I remember seeing it in the theaters and thinking, honestly, immediately, I was like, this is a different Bond than we've ever seen before. Just the whole scene, the black and white, the darkness that was, the black and white was probably a very conscious choice to describe the darkness we were going to get out of Craig's Bond. But I was immediately hooked when I saw this.
I love it. Yeah. And I got to say too, I'm a fan of it. Although for me, it's almost like so classically Bond. I don't think about it when I think of Casino Royale. It's not the standout outfit. And we'll talk about this as we go through. And guys, this will be kind of a spoiler alert for you to kind of put into your bonnets. At the end, I am going to ask you each for your worst Bond look of Casino Royale and your best one. So keep that in mind as we're going through here. But now we're going to be opening up something from Academy Costumes, interestingly intertwined with the same outfit we just saw, sort of back and forth. And Academy Costumes put together this linen outfit. A friend of mine actually had Academy Costumes make the same thing from the same exact template and pattern. Very comfortable to wear, little slouchy. He fills it in nicely because he was bulked up. But you know what, something? We're going to go to Luke, since you went last on the first one. Luke, something you would wear? What do you think of this outfit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, similar to kind of what Pete said earlier, in 2006 wasn't my, I mean, don't get me wrong, there was still just naturally as a Bond fan, you're paying attention to these things, but now this is something I could wear to work easily. So functionality wise and style wise, of course, the way it fits him, yeah, I love this look. Maybe
Pete,
lose the belt, but that's
lose the belt. Make side tabs.
No, I don't know. I don't know. The belt, not necessarily lose the belt completely, but maybe that one.
That's
It's
a
just
thick
like a little
belt.
too. Yeah, it's a little too
Yeah,
pronounced.
that's a chunky one.
That's
That-
like a
the style of
DKNY, like just left the club, can't find my dress belt. Let's put this one on belt.
Matt, would you have chosen a different belt? What do you think?
I mean, I would say that just lose the belt and just go with side tabs. That's what I would say.
Yep.
And Matt,
And-
you listen. I was going to say though, you are kind of a spiffy dresser, as most people know. But is this something that you might gravitate to?
I think the concept of it is fantastic. I love that just Bond in a navy linen suit. He usually wears his summer season in a lighter color, but I think navy works perfectly. And I mean, I would love a navy linen suit. I love the shirt, especially with the 2-button collar, and with the short sleeves. It's like straight out of Fleming.
Yeah, I agree. And the shirt itself, having felt it in real life, it's, how there's different types of linen. There's the hard, crunchy linen that you're like, oh, this is never going to get comfortable. This is the wispy linen that just kind of floats out there.
Yeah. I have the costume card where you have the suit fabric and the shirt fabric on it together.
Let's get 400 more. We can make the damn shirt. Tease us like that, Matt.
A spool or two.
Let's see if your partner, Peter Brooker. I gotta stop saying Peter Brooker. I never call you Peter Brooker.
That's okay.
Pete Brooker. Is it okay? Pete?
No. He was good. Do you know, so am I going nuts? Or was there a deleted scene before this where they're at a cricket ground and he follows him into the toilet?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so that makes sense then, because this puts this into some kind of context. It's going to be a sunny day. He's going to be needing something linen based, and he's going to be needing something light, but also smart enough to get into the cricket ground, because people dress quite smartly to most cricket grounds, apart from the Oval, where I think you can go dressed as a big banana if you want. But mainly, fancy dress is barred from a lot of cricket grounds.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. We could. That would have been great, right? Bond in a banana suit, taking out this guy in the toilet.
It writes itself.
I'm gonna have a hard time getting that image out of my head now. You've lost me completely.
Next Bond. It does kind of give it some context, and you said about the flow. It does look like it. I mean, it's even flowing in a still frame here. It does look
It's like a
it's
cape.
got some.
He's like a superhero.
I think it's perfect.
Kyle, this has got to be up your alley, huh?
I do like it. I think we've seen James Bond wear better suits, better quality suits, better constructed suits, but that's okay, because at this point in the story, he's a young, untested, he's not 007 yet. He's still earning his stripes. So he's learning how to dress. He's dressing more mature as the film progresses. So I think this suits him perfectly for this setting.
Yeah, you guys are making some really good points, because one of the things you're saying is he's wearing the outfits for particular reasons and particular environments. Like Kyle, you're saying it's a matter of evolution and life cycle, like he gets better dressed. But Pete's talking about, if you look at that cut scene and you see Bond and the terrorist guy that he's tracking down sort of lock eyes, you look how everybody's dressed. It's very much like the suit he's wearing. And that brings us to our next image, ladies and gentlemen, because this is really Bond undercover with a pretty now famous look. So here's what we're going to do. Luke, we're going to start with you. I believe you even have a replica of that shirt, don't you?
Yeah, it was given to me by this
All right.
He's a real
Wasn't
real
fishing
piece of
for
work.
compliments.
Real mensch.
I'm sure he's a real mensch, Chuck Schwartz.
But what do you think of it?
I do. You know what? I like it because the way this is the one thing that I love / struggle with Daniel Craig's Bond is you see these things on him and they fit him so well. So then you buy them, and of course they don't fit you the same because you're not built like him. This is one of the ones that actually does kind of translate no matter the body type. it fits very well. It's very breathable. I believe that's a Royale filmware, right? That you gave me.
Yes.
think. So, I mean, he matched the design pretty spot on. It's kind of one of those things you can roll the sleeves. If you don't like the length of the sleeves, you can roll them and they kind of stay. Very versatile, very, for people like us, very vacation wear. So I do like this one a lot. Yeah.
But Kyle, is it when you think of this shirt or even wearing this shirt, is it more of like you've got to be in a beach setting? Are you cosplaying?
I think you have to be in a beach setting to wear this, or some sort of tropical location. I think if you wore this in New York City, it would look a little out of place. If you wore it in London, it would look out of place. But for the Bahamas, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but you've got someone like Pete Brooker, who that feels so much better to say Pete instead of Peter.
Try just Pete.
Who's
Yeah,
worn
I
some,
was just saying.
Is there another
really-
Pete? Is there another Pete in this call? That we
Yeah,
don't know
maybe.
about?
ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce.
Otherwise,
Pete Brosnan, Pierce's
Pete
illegitimate brother.
That's right, he's here. By the way, Pete has finished already his first glass of Grey Goose. You got to respect the hell out of that. Pete, you've worn some avant-garde, dare I say, outfits out in public. You'd be remiss for me not to ask you something you would wear out in public, just walking Roger around the corner.
well, I wear anything. Walking Roger around the corner. It's not much of a style parade around here in Chiswick, but I did dial back and watched your interview with Lindy Hemming, actually, David, in preparation for this call. And one thing that I didn't really soak in, I guess, when we spoke to Matt and I, was that he is undercover in this scene, and so he shouldn't be wearing like a suit or anything. I think the days of Bond turning up to Mardi Gras in a black tie is just, like in Moonraker. It's just, imagine him wearing a tuxedo, just standing there like.
Where Diamonds Are Forever, where he's the only tuxedo in the
Touching won't
casino.
eat it.
Yeah. So, I mean, as much as I'd like to see that as a throwback, it would be a bit jarring. So, yeah, I think as an undercover outfit, perfectly fine. I think it's a little bit too loud for Bond in general, and perhaps has dated a bit.
By the way, Matt knows we're going to him next because he is undercover now. Look at those eyes disappearing.
I don't want to have to look at this outfit.
Oh my!
That's why I put this back
Oh
on.
God.
What
Here he
going
is, ladies
on?
and gentlemen.
What's happened? So why don't you want to look at this outfit?
This is one of my least favorite outfits from the entire series. I would sooner wear the Goldfinger play suit than I'd wear this.
No
Ooh.
kidding.
Could you wear that
Yeah.
over this?
So
Where the-
I mean, look at me pointing to the wrong area. This is going famously well. So real quick on this, Matt, is it the pattern? Is it the way he's wearing it? Is it everything?
I think it's everything, and I don't think it works in any context. I think the pattern looks awful on him. I mean, I think the pattern as a work of art, from Liberty is a fun thing, but I don't think it works for Bond. I don't think it works for Bond in this context.
Okay.
Bond is wearing the loudest shirt in this scene. Bond doesn't blend in. He's not wearing what other people are wearing. He's wearing something much louder.
He's
like the
also
locals are
only one
wearing.
of two white guys. That might hurt.
That too.
The
Damn,
other
by
one
the way,
can't stop
he's-
touching his ear.
He doesn't blend
He's
in
still
at
in the
all.
snake pit.
He's shouting. He's shouting at someone not to touch his ear.
Can we start a
Man.
drinking game with everybody watching, including us? Every time Matt trounces something, we have to take a little sip. God bless Matt. Cheers.
I'll be.
I don't see Kyle drinking that coffee.
Come on, Carl, get it.
You're gonna get sloshed.
I'm gonna have to drink. I have to drink to forget this outfit.
Damn.
Anybody else get like a Tommy Wiseau when Matt puts the sunglasses on? Like,
Oh my gosh. I don't want to do solo again.
put them on.
No,
You can't unsee it now.
Could you do this? Could you go, Jana, you're breaking my heart?
No.
Oh, hi.
But-
Oh,
hi,
hi.
Luke.
Oh, hi,
hi,
Pete.
Mark. Oh, hi, Matt.
So, but yeah, I think I've said enough about this
Oh,
look.
no.
Okay, well, listen, here's going to be a palate cleanser. And Matt, we're going to start with you because that horrific view. But now you've got Bond. What is he wearing, first of all?
He's got a barleycorn top coat, and with
Right.
these, like you think I say, a long sleeve polo and some check trousers. This is my kind of style.
Mhm.
I would dress like this for just a casual night out, and I love what he has done with here.
But this is like, to me, this is almost like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a very European look, the darkness on the darkness. I mean, if you wore this and approached Jana, she'd know that you mean business, right?
Right. It's not that dark. The trousers aren't dark. It just looks darker because it's such a dark scene.
That's true. By the way, Kyle is running a whole operator system there. He's got like things. He's like one ringy dingy, two ringy dingy.
It is
He's
kind
like
of
a switchboard.
Yeah. So
He's old.
listen, here's the reality, folks. We got to go back to it. Matt and Kyle are both working. Luke is working too, but you would never know it. And Pete, it's 1 a.m. So this is just the realities. Pete, by the way, speaking of Pete, what do you think? I mean, love it, like it, hate it?
I'll be honest, I've never thought twice about this outfit. I wonder if it's because
Ooh.
it's
Wow.
it's not because it's bad in any way. I just think it's it's part of the furniture almost. It looks like it could
It
be
blends
part of the
in.
background. It does blend in, and I don't think it's intentional from Bond's point of view to be camouflaged inside M's flat, or maybe it is. But it's not a remarkable outfit in any way, but it doesn't really even feel sneaky Bond. Sometimes you'll have the turtlenecks and he'll be sneaky Bond in that way. This just feels like he has not put a lot of thought into it.
Well, I
No,
think
it's
I think it's because we don't really get to see it much.
Yeah,
we
you
don't
don't
get
get
a
to see
good
much,
look at the outfit on the screen,
Yeah.
and that kind of it doesn't pay. It's not really.
But by the way, you guys are observing some really good things because this is probably one of the least copied or searched outfits in the entire movie. I mean, when was the last time someone said, I got to get me a barleycorn, coat? The one where he's like breaking into M's apartment and it just
I know
doesn't
one
really
person.
happen.
I was gonna
Inspired
say,
by
you're,
Bond.
you're asking the wrong people.
Exactly.
Probably
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
us at some point.
Ace loves this.
Ace will
look.
love this. Yeah.
Who
I
loves
will-
it?
Ace Gay. Ace Gay from Inspired by Bond. He loves this look.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
well, I
I'm-
will stand corrected.
I will
There's
say-
1 out of 10,000.
Yeah,
Reach
I
one
mean,
person.
After what Pete said about him not putting much thought into the outfit, I think that's probably the point behind it. But then it's like it shows his elevated sense of style. Like his not putting a lot of thought into an outfit is still a hell of a look. Rather, it's not like he's there in a t-shirt or something.
There is a great shot of this look where you can really see the John Lobb Ramsey boots that he wears with this, which
Yeah.
beautiful boots, which are kind of like the Crockett and Jones Tetburys, but these came first.
Yeah. Kyle, I know that you were putting somebody to human resources, but in between that, what did you think of this outfit?
I love this one. And this kind of represents one of the things that I find frustrating about Casino Royale, because Casino Royale is the movie that kind of got Bond fans into collecting Bond pieces. And we started to really look at what Bond wears and we wanted to emulate what Bond wears. But a lot of the things in Casino Royale, we don't really know what they are, or they're one-offs, or they were part of a collection that no longer exists, because it was before the brands really cottoned on to the fact that we want to buy those James Bond pieces and keep them in the collections because the fans want them. So this is a difficult one to replicate because a lot of the elements, we don't know what they are other than they look really good on him. I would wear this to work tomorrow if we could find those pieces.
Well,
Yeah,
the code is Brioni.
It is. Okay. Did not know that.
What about the lamp?
Oh, I smell a special order,
What
Kyle.
about the lamp?
That lamp.
The lamp is from Kmart.
SK will have he'll have somebody buying one with him.
The lamp
Hey,
was a
hey,
blue
Luke,
light special.
Luke, before
Yes,
you
sir.
start throwing shat at the screen and shade, shat, I said.
I haven't done that. I don't do that. That's not my
we're
thing.
so honored to have Matt here because he can tell us these things. I mean, you
Yeah.
probably looked at that and thought, like me, it was a Target. It's not. It's Brioni.
Well, I mean, it doesn't.
No, I'm
surprise
talking
me.
about the coat, not the lamp.
I know, Matt. I'm making a joke.
That's a
You
rough
know what?
lamp.
I'll text you before I tell a joke.
I mean, It doesn't surprise
love
me. That's
everyone here. We're
Brioni,
brothers.
of course, because of the Brioni tie to Casino Royale. It doesn't surprise me, but
Yeah. By the way,
um,
we can't even take a drink because Matt kind of liked this outfit, but
he did like it.
He
He
did.
more than
But-
kind of
Love
liked
it,
it. He liked it.
will he like this zoot suit? Pete, we're going to go with you first. We got Bond. He gets off the plane, and boy, that guy's loose as a caboose.
Doesn't he look
This
at
is-
Atlantis thinking, God, I wish I could get on that water slide
This,
right
this
now.
is 2006 styling, but he's got the sunglasses on. He's got the Purcells. He's got another Academy costume suit on. And what do you think of this outfit?
So, again, dialing back to your interview, David, with Lindy, we got the feeling that Daniel Craig didn't really much like the costumes that she was putting him in a lot of the time because they were too full cut, I think, and he wanted them a bit more modern. And I think this is probably the totem of that discussion. He must have worn this with complete disdain,
Well
even
said.
more than the train suit. So, yeah, this one's quite billowy. I know the helicopter's going and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think it's a great look and not a great environment to show it off in either.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. I mean, I've watched this scene a million times. I've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff. I'm not crazy about the fit, how the white shirt looks at the light gray. But I mean, this could be somebody's taste. Kyle, yours?
Not my cup of tea. I think in this scene, the way he's dressed and the way he's styled this particular suit, he looks almost like a bouncer or like a Russian gangster. He doesn't really look like a secret agent. I get what they're going for, but some of the other light colored suits we've seen James Bond wear work better. This one, it's not working for me.
All
The
right,
shirt,
Luke?
on the other hand, I really like.
All right, we're going to get to that because I have that as a
figured.
separate image. Yeah. Luke, what do you think? The whole outfit here.
I just got back from the Bahamas. You could never wear that shit in the Bahamas. It's so hot.
It's way
Oh
too
my
hot.
God. Sorry,
Roger,
sorry for the curse word, but yeah, it's way too hot.
Yeah, Roger
It
didn't
was
like the
85 and sunny. It never wavered. Way too hot, which is why, like you said, within moments of getting to the Ford Mondeo, he loses the jacket, and yet it's never to be seen again. Maybe
That's
he throws it at somebody.
Maybe it
Well,
covers
he
him like a
sweat right through
parachute.
it. It's a light
Yeah.
color. So
Maybe he runs it over.
every stain.
By the
Yeah.
way, Luke, as far as swearing is concerned, this isn't, Blonde Instrument. That shit ended a while ago. Just as a reminder.
Are you
Matt,
saying it was
Hold
shit,
on.
or
Get your drinks ready. Matt, what do you think?
I'm going to be the most positive about this, more positive than anyone else here.
Oh.
I don't hate it.
Oh,
can I ask you, Matt?
Oh, that's a rave.
Are you when you say you don't hate it, are you including fit, or are you just including linen gray suit?
No, okay. I like the concept of the linen suit. The peak lapels, I'm not sure about them because I feel like they're a little too formal for the linen suit, but they also look kind of sharp. I think the big shoulders are what's kind of
yes.
that's the problem.
right?
It's the big shoulders. The shoulders are a little too big.
You
And
know
David,
there's
are you
shoulder
sure-
pads in there.
Are you sure this isn't Brioni?
It's
under the
not.
impression
It's
that this-
Academy costume.
Oh, wow. I thought it was Brioni.
Yeah, Brioni Soap said they made it, but
Oops.
yeah.
Yeah, according to Lindy, that was Academy costumes.
Okay.
Certainly the
maybe
shirt
she
is
forgot.
Academy.
Yeah, no, I know the shirt is because I think that those trousers have a Brioni cut.
And yes, she could. I mean, we adore her, so she's watching this. But this is so long ago, so
Yeah,
it could very
yeah.
well be Brioni.
Yeah, I don't remember what I ate for dinner last night. Yeah, it's so the
I'm gonna touch it.
I think that the looser fit does work at keeping Bond cooler in the heat. You don't
True.
really want to wear a skin tight suit when it's that hot, and especially when it's that humid. So
What do you think the fabric is, Matt?
It's linen. I have the costume card.
You and your freaking costume cards.
Yeah.
Where are these things?
They were on eBay. They were on eBay. I
We
bought
should
tons of them
drinking
on
game should be
eBay.
anytime he
you know.
says costume card.
Look, I'm not saying that Matt is analytical, but I could see him putting those things together to create a full jacket.
I don't think it's possible, but I
Like a quilt.
actually I like it. I would probably wear a light gray linen suit if I ever went to the Bahamas, and I would
Okay.
put up with that heat. I would dress like that, and I'd bring the sunglasses.
Because they're polarized. I get it.
They are polarized, and now I can't see you because they are polarized.
That's okay. Just wear that for the rest of the time, Ray. All right. So Bond takes off his jacket. This is an outfit that many people have replicated in one form or another very often when they go to the one and only to have fun. It's actually a decent replica from Magnolia that was made. I have it. The newest one, he actually got the pattern, which is this little striped diamond pattern. I've actually seen the screen accurate one from Academy up close. The collars are crazy big on it. I like it. I mean, but then again, Daniel Craig's, this is when he was totally bulked out. This was at his biggest. But Kyle, you started to mention this look. Why don't you talk to us about it?
I like it too. I think this is working for the Bahamas location. He looks cool, but he's still very put together. He looks like he could fit in at the Ocean Club. But again, this is one of those things that's frustrating about Casino Royale. The shirt is a one-off. If this would have been something that was part of a collection that we could have purchased or that was still being made, it would have been even better, because we're dying to grab these things. And I really have to commend brands like Magnolia and Royale Filmware for scratching that itch to the right.
Just down there.
Let's get to that costume.
Nice, man. Nice.
Pete's going to transform. You'll see.
Freaking
Pete, what do you think? What do you think? Do you
fantastic.
love it when you see him in this? I mean, does it smack of Bond? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think this is actually one of my favorites of the series, because maybe not the series, but the film, because you got the epaulettes as well that were put on there so you could sneak in and look like a guard. But you also have the girl tennis players that give him the eye as they walk past. And I think this is the first acknowledgement that you can really see his figure. So you can go, oh, wow, he's actually really, really well, put together. This is the one outfit that kind of demonstrates it.
That's something that they kind of stopped doing the last couple of films, where they have all of the female extras leering at Bond.
Yeah, I
was
missed
something
that.
The
Bring
Connery
that right
films
back.
did really well, and then Casino Royale brought it back. And we
Roger
have it.
Moore moments.
Yes.
Right?
Not to
Love
mention,
it.
It's
though,
like
that was-
Roger Moore
I
would
was-
walk in as a 65-year-old, and all of a sudden, you'd have these 23-year-old girls like, ooh.
Yeah.
But they're looking at the Lotus coming out of the water, or at the gondola. They're not looking at Roger himself.
I
Well,
don't
except an
know.
Octopussy at the pool.
Yeah, well, what about when Felix gets stared at in Goldfinger when he's at the Fountain Blue, and you can literally see all the women like following him, like
You're just
talk
wondering,
about
why
a
are you
female
wearing woman's
gaze.
sunglasses?
Even
Hey, Luke,
Luke,
Luke, Luke, this isn't Bond's blunt instrument. You can't talk over people; they can't hear you.
I wasn't talking over anybody.
You gotta wait till someone stops talking, and then now, Luke, your turn.
I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Protest.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be Matt Spaiser on this. I hate this outfit. I hate it. I don't like it at all.
You don't like the turn-ups?
No, I don't like how wide the collar is. I don't like the cuffs on the pants, and I don't like the shirt. Bam.
Oh,
Dang nabbit! Wait, didn't you wear something like this though when you went to the Bahamas, or no?
No, I wore this.
Oh my gosh!
Mm-mm. I just, you know what? I just don't think it would look good on me. And like you mentioned earlier, people always ask me, oh, yeah, what you're reviewing this and that. It's like things I review on YouTube, I buy them because I feel like I'll wear them. This is
Good
one that I've
man.
never looked into because I just don't think it would be my jam.
Wow, 2.5 hours in, Luke shocking everyone. I like that. Matt, prove Luke wrong. You love this, don't you?
I mean, I like it a lot. I wouldn't say it's not one of my favorite outfits of the series, but I do like it. And
Meet me in the middle, Matt.
I like the big collar. I'm a big collar guy.
I like big collars and I cannot lie. Sorry,
And
Matt.
the suede shoes. These are beautiful suede shoes.
Beautiful. Better than the churches from Quantum of Solace. Mhm.
Well, those are boots. These are shoes. These are
Oh
boots.
my God, Matt!
damn.
you work with
that
me or
was
not?
a forehand back,
David.
Line.
Yeah,
I actually-
big
I
belly.
think I
Those are
prefer these.
two hold laces. This is two.
Get
and
it
a
right.
Yeah, no, these. I like the outfit. I think I would probably wear this, but without the belt.
Ooh,
Yeah.
side tabs.
Yeah, because I find that I really just don't like belts.
Mhm.
And why do you need a belt if it's made for you, right?
Well, you still need the tabs because people's waist fluctuates, especially if you're in the thinner side. When you eat, you expand more. Whereas if you're a bigger guy, you don't really change as much, from after eating a meal. But if you're
I know you and Jenna like going to the Golden Corral buffet. That shit's got to expand.
If you're gonna have
Those
money,
macaroons have got to go somewhere.
Listen, in the famous words of Matt Spaiser, we got to pull out of this one and go to the
Golden
next one
Corral.
because we've got none other than La Perla. Kyle, I know you would sport this in your Long Island home.
yeah, sure. This would look great on me. Not, I drink way too much beer to look good wearing this.
Same, same.
But what was transformative about this particular look, this is when James Bond became the sex
Halle
symbol
Berry?
that like Ursula Andress or Halle Berry was. Now everybody is looking at Bond with those thoughts.
Yeah, isn't it that there was some quotes that people were sort of like, is he really Bond? And then suddenly they saw this image in the press and they were like, oh, that's
Yep.
Bond.
Yeah.
Hubba hubba.
Yep.
I mean, Pete, you've got envy. Do you think it's appropriate? You talk about geography. What do we got?
Yeah, I think this is amazing. This is like one of the standout moments in the series, and Lindy Hemming knew it as well. When he got out of the water, she goes, "We've got something on our hands here." And I think, wasn't there somebody that buried themselves in the sand? Like I heard a story about someone that buried
Yes,
themselves
one
in
of the
sand.
journalists.
Paparazzi.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
yeah.
try and get
yeah.
a shot of this. That would have been me. I'm fully backing that journalist because I think that's a smart move. In fact, I'm reminded,
His
David.
name was Kyle.
I think didn't I send you some photos once that I bought on eBay of like, I don't think it was those photos that the journalist took, but there was some kind of like behind the scenes photos.
Oh,
of
yes.
Daniel Craig looking really pissed off at the camera. And I thought, well,
I think he was eating potato chips, Lay's potato
Yeah.
chips or something
well,
like
David
that.
would have liked those in his collection.
You wouldn't
But yeah.
believe the type of pictures I get from Pete.
Just semi-naked pictures of men and his stunt double. So yeah, I really like these. And there's another pair, isn't there? Another pair that aren't
There
the
is. It's
Perla?
coming up.
Oh, okay, great. All right.
No,
Well,
that's. I mean, so Pete. I mean, I think you and Matt could pull these off. With no, all kidding aside, you both have European bodies. I hope the police don't find them. Pete, would you wear these bathing suits?
Well, I've actually been in that water. I don't want to humble brag, but I've been in that water, or just next to it, along
Yeah.
the pier.
The
And,
same water that he peed in.
Yeah, the same water that he whizzed in.
A deep,
That's why he
deep
comes
water.
out looking so happy.
Pete Brooker.
But I didn't wear this. No, I think I was just wearing a t-shirt. Actually, I didn't even want to get. I
So
burn
you were
easily.
poo bearing, just a t-shirt. That's it.
Yeah, I'll send you. And I was wearing Anastasia's cap, which is like this big sparkly, bejangled or bejeweled Bahamas cap. It looked hideous.
So glad you said bejangled.
Thank
Luke, you wearing this on the next honeymoon or what?
If I shed some pounds, yeah. But the things I like about it are the homage to former Bond. And honestly, I mean, I know the watch is basically the watch from the film, but it's the perfect watch to be wearing in this situation, even with the rubber strap. Like it's so well curated.
It's a
there.
hot
Like he
watch.
should not. He should not have like the Brosnan, version of the Seamaster on here. Having that Planet Ocean on it's perfect.
That's a
It's perfect.
phenomenal point that we really haven't talked about is some of the accessories because this is, I mean, a rubber strapped Planet Ocean 45.5. He looks big. The watch looks big, but it doesn't look big on him because of his size. And it's appropriate for the ocean where sometimes he may wear something with a tuxedo, a watch that really you shouldn't wear that watch with a tuxedo. I mean, Matt, you've always said that, right? Accessories with the right outfit.
But no, of course, the watch is perfect here. It really matches his bulk, that bulky watch. But no, I'll say that I think that these swim trunks are perfect on him. And I mean, what I think about is back to 2006, and most, me and my peers, we were wearing like really baggy board shorts.
Yes.
Right.
That's what we were
Basketball
all
ones.
wearing. They were sagging on our. I wasn't sagging them, but they would just. I mean, just the weight of them. Like I had like some swim trunks with cargo pockets. The cargo pockets would be down by the knee. They get it full of water, and they just weigh the whole thing down, and it's the most uncomfortable thing. Whereas these actually look comfortable for swimming. You can do anything in these. That's I
Anything?
think that's one of the anything you can. That's the great thing
Anything.
about bringing back, I mean, these resemble like the Thunderball swim trunks with the color. And I think bringing back that really skimpy style is actually just it's really practical.
Yeah. By the way, $10 for anybody watching this right now who photoshops Matt's head on somebody wearing cargo short bathing suits. 10
It'll be done
American
in 8 seconds.
dollars. That's all I'm saying.
I'm a millennial. That's what we wore.
No, that's what we wore too.
That's a great
We didn't
point
know
about the
better.
cargo shorts too. Very good point.
And it did kind of transform men's swimwear, because now, ever since that movie, we're all wearing much slimmer swim trunks than we did back in 2006.
Yeah,
because I
tailored
think
swim
I always
trunks.
wanted to. I wanted to wear. I didn't want to wear those big things, but that's what was available at the stores. That's what everyone else was wearing. I would have looked silly in these before. I mean, I still would look silly
Even
in these, but
even
What
like
were
an
you gonna say,
Orlebar
Luke?
Brown Bulldog in 2006. The Bulldog in 2006 wouldn't have even been.
No,
the
that would have
thing.
been short.
Matt's completely
Short
right.
and tight and strange.
Yeah.
But now it's a whole new world. And here's a picture of Luke on his honeymoon with Brienne. Being
Sir in the
served.
blue.
Luke, we got to talk about this because you were just there. You were the one that was most recently there, saddling up to that bar. Did you kind of imagine that outfit? I think there's that same picture in the bar itself, right?
Yeah. I'm
there is.
wearing, the Sunspell and the like gray chino type pants. But I'm one of those people, I'll admit, up until a couple years ago, I thought that shirt was black, which completely fine. It's just the way they film it looks black. I know it's like a dark blue. I like the outfit. I like that it's in my opinion, for what he's going to do and where he's at, it's about as dressed up as he could be and still looking, the money. It's perfect. It's perfect for that spot. The buttons open, and I think they did a great job with this one.
For me, though, when I take a look at this, being at this place a couple times, they all seem to be a little heavy dressed for the Bahamas. Even the coldest in the Bahamas, the ties, the suits, even his outfit. I mean, the Ted Baker pants are great. I think that's appropriate, but it's just all a little much. But Kyle, I see you going like this.
I completely agree. My objection to this one is not how he looks. I think he looks good for an evening in the Bahamas, but it's a polyester blend shirt that you're going to roast even at night, even indoors in the Bahamas in polyester. That should be a linen cotton blend, something a lot lighter, more appropriate for the climate. But in terms of how he looks, he looks sharp and deadly.
He does look deadly. Pete, what do you think? I want to get a European's point of view on this.
So I love it, but I don't think it is a polyester shirt. I think Matt and you went back and forth on this for the book, right?
Silk?
Yeah, I think it's silk.
So
I think it's a heavy silk.
Lindy said it was a dark blue silk shirt.
No,
Now I have. Now, if you want to get a drink, I have a costume card of the shirt.
I can't get that plastered. I've got to get up.
I love that Matt's playing.
So
he's winning.
The costume card actually looks like it's black. I put it into the brightest sunlight I could, and it still looks black.
I don't know if we can go by costume cards, with all respect.
But the costume cards they cut up screen used clothes to make these costume cards.
Well,
we know of one that didn't, at least one.
You have.
I don't want to start the controversy.
Let's do it. You burn them costume cards, Matt. Well, actually, didn't you burn this one? Because you were going to burn it.
I bought an extra one to burn it just to see if it would burn as silk or.
And what happened?
Polyester.
What?
That is commitment.
Now I
That
don't
is
remember.
incredible.
I got to check my blog.
So did it burn as silk or did it burn as something else?
I think it might have burnt as. I think it actually did burn as silk.
I thought when you burn something as
did.
silk, that you hear the worm scream. Is that true? You're like,
Oh, Tommy Bahama.
And an angel loses their wings or something. Different film.
all right.
So, anyway, I like this. I don't think it's polyester. Sorry, back with me. Back with me in the film. But we're also seeing, Bond against Demetrius in this scene, and Demetrius is deliberately dressed hideously. So Demetrius, he completely outstrips him. He's wearing all these weird clashes of fabrics and patterns. So it's quite clear to see Bond on the opposite end, doing the simple things well and kind of outclassing him.
Yeah.
In the dressing stakes.
And I've got Dimitri's full suit.
You
that he
do?
wears. I do.
Whoa,
screen used.
That is
and
very
it feels like grit sandpaper. It's like got this rough, like little nubbies all over it. It is the strangest suit you've ever seen.
Have you reviewed that?
No. I actually should take out the bad guy stuff because I've got so much stuff in Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale that screen used that the bad guys wore. Like Lashif, I got
his
almost
ties.
all of his outfits. No, I've got his outfits.
His outfits as well.
I've got his the white silk shirt, the blue silk shirt, his pants.
Have you got the jacket?
I've got one of the jackets.
Wow, nice.
We'll do
get those out. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a request right there.
Or I could do it on your show, Pete, if I'm ever invited to one of your
your
Mondays.
Same.
I've stopped inviting people. Next week we'll bring on Mads Mikkelsen's ties.
I think Pete retired from those. I'm not too sure. Let's announce it here.
I really have.
All right, we got to go to the next one because hey, I just love his look here. But this is good. You can see his watch. You could see the Ted Baker, the Sunspell. You could see the Armani jacket. Now this is an interesting one. I'm actually. I want to start with Matt on this one because this makes people bend both ways. That didn't come out right. It's the shortness, the croppedness of the jacket doesn't align to everybody. But Matt, what do you think?
I like the trousers, but I'm not crazy about the jacket.
Okay.
It's not the length of the jacket though. I think it's just something about the jacket doesn't look Bond to me. I don't know, like where I'd say, like the suede jackets that he wears in Spectre. To me, those are like kind of Bond. Those are much more Bond type of.
What about the
jacket.
Levi's distressed one that he wears in Skyfall?
Yeah, I don't like that one at all. This one is better to me. I prefer this one over the Levi's.
What about the combination T-shirt, leather jacket?
Yeah,
linen
I don't like the T-shirt. I don't like.
I
don't like the T-shirt with it. I don't like, but I do like the trousers because the trousers are nice for the Bahamas. Are great for Miami. So those I'm cool with, but not the top.
I'm picking up what you're laying down. Luke, you've got a replica of this jacket and it's a damn good one. What made you get it?
It was sent to me for free. So no, I'm just kidding. It was not. It was not. No, totally kidding. What made me get it was honestly just the incredible attention to detail that Daniel Love did at Royale Filmware. And of course, seeing yours, I know you'd probably consider it the centerpiece of your collection, the actual jacket. But I agree with everything Matt said, to be completely honest with you, except for the fact that I do like it. I do like it on him. I don't think
Wait, you agree with everything he said after he said terrible things?
Well, I'm saying I agree with, I like the suede leather jackets too. I like the suede jackets. I dislike the Levi's jacket. I agree with all of that. But on him, it wouldn't be a Brosnan look, wouldn't be a Dalton look, even though Dalton's got something moderately similar. But
right.
I do think it looks good on him. I will say the cropped aspect on him, it's like the Connolly jacket from No Time to Die that I have is a little cropped. That kind of bugs me a little bit. So I can see the cropped argument. But for him, I think it looks good.
I think Cafe Racers. Oh, go ahead, man.
Well, I think that there's a better way to wear the crop jacket. I think he's just not wearing it the right way. I think there could be a better way to wear it. I'm not sure what it is, but
I don't like seeing
the T-shirt.
But crop jackets, you do see the T-shirt.
And not if you wear a shirt that's tucked in your trousers.
No, hear me out. Though. If you're wearing a crop jacket, you want to look as if you're not studied. Mm-hmm. This is the pocket slouch. Everything kind of slouches on here, so you're not looking military. You're not looking buttoned up. You're looking kind of hapdashed. And so it poking out it's unique, but it's not unique to that type of a look.
It's
Yeah.
it's
But
not Bond.
this is all about preference.
Yeah.
He's
I
in
mean,
disguise.
with a cropped jacket, David's right, you want to show the t-shirt, but the fact that that t-shirt is also very cropped makes it even better than if it was like I've got t-shirts, even
Oh,
Orlo
yeah.
Brown t-shirts that are much longer, and then you look even sloppier. So it's
Yeah.
about as perfectly cut as
Yeah.
it can be, but I also see the point that Matt's
Kyle,
making
what do
too.
you think?
I'm gonna straddle the line a little bit here because I love Bond in a leather jacket. I'm a leather jacket guy. I've got mine hanging up right there. That's just a cool look. I've always appreciated anytime James Bond wears a leather jacket for like a tactical action scene. But I will agree that a tucked in button up shirt might have looked better, a little bit more put together. I don't know if that would have made sense for the story, though, because he had to leave in a hurry. He's just dashed off, left Solange in his hotel room, had to grab whatever clothes were at hand and get to Miami and chase Demetrius as quickly as he could. So he probably only had time to grab a T-shirt, a pair of pants, and a jacket.
Like
Okay,
why
yeah.
doesn't he have something like that's probably a bit better for hot weather, like the Connolly jacket?
Mm.
That to me would be better in this with this outfit and better for
Connolly didn't exist in
location.
2006. No,
And leather jackets just look so damn cool. Let's be real.
They do look cool.
he looks badass in this.
He
but
does.
Pete,
Mhm.
am I smoking something? What do you think? You like it?
No, I love this. I think this is amazing, and I'm quite chuffed that you've got one as well, Dave, because I know, Luke, you touched upon it. I think this is what you'd run into the house fire to get, knocking over Danielle on the way. Got to go get that jacket.
I
get it
don't
out here.
care. Exactly.
Get out of the
Um,
way.
And so I think this is quite a really special jacket. But also, I was thinking this earlier. You mentioned the Skyfall one. It would have been cool if he had this jacket, and wore it in Skyfall as well. Because I don't think Bond has anything. I mean, he has the tux, but it's never the same tux that he wears in other films. It'd be good
Right.
if he had one signature piece that would make
Yeah.
a comeback and a cameo. And I think this jacket, being right at the beginning of Craig's tenure, could have been peppered in with his other films. Because
I
he
love
never
if they
loses
ran
it.
that type of continuity. I mean, there's been speculation that No Time to Die, it's supposed to be the Sunspell, even though it's the Oliver Brown, all holed up and stuff like that. If they had drawn some and weave it, even, excuse the pun, weave it in a sartorial way, that there's a connection from one to the other, I would have loved that.
So they could have had this in Skyfall and also the RGT jacket. I love that as well. But he could have just thrown on this in place of the RGT jacket for all of 5 seconds that was in the film. And I think it would have been one of these things, you see, going off brand a bit, you see Top Gun and you see him putting on the jacket. That's in the trailer. That's so iconic. I mean, there could have been something like this that could have,
Or how much would our heads have exploded if we saw Daniel Craig and Madeline in Matera with the suede, the light suede from Spectre jacket?
Yeah.
The matchless,
Yeah,
The
so
matchless
something like
one.
that would have been good. And I think, but this jacket, though, going back to this one, I think this would have been, a perfect vehicle for the rest of the films. Not a vehicle, but you know what I mean? It could have been peppered in with the other films quite easily, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. We got to move on because some of you thought this looked really good. I remember doing an article on
Not
this
me.
way back. You lie, sir. And listen, I mean, first of all, his biceps look like boulders. So I'm sure we all imagined, ripping open the Sunspell plastic, smelling that wonderful, lace, and then suddenly putting it on and going, that's not what my arms look like. But there we have it. We have so many replicas before we got the Sunspell ones. But Luke, we're going to start with you because you have an emotional story with the Sunspell Riviera. But is it something that you coveted even when you first saw the film?
Oh yeah. I mean, even back then, the one thing I did say, I was like, "What's going on with those pants, baggy boy?" But aside from that, yes. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I get that it's the times, but you're also wearing an incredibly slim fit shirt with very baggy pants. It's like, pick a style, Lindy. Love you, but pick a style. Sorry, just kidding, Lindy. You're the best.
The opinions of Blunt Instrument does not represent.
Just put a disclaimer. You can edit this.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously, I absolutely love this for so many different reasons. I'll point the finger at Kyle. Kyle and I have talked about it many times. It comes in every color under the sun, and you can get it today. You could get it 10 years ago. I love that as a Bond fan, just like Kyle was saying with most of the things in this film, if not all, you can't do that. So this, as a fan and the price point, it's, to me, unbeatable. And, of course, yes, I proposed in it. That goes to show you how much I love it. And then she washed it and shrunk the crap out of it, ruined it. So then I had to replace it. Bummer. But Sunspell can take all my money. I love the shirt, and I love all the colors of the shirt, and he looks great in this shirt.
Yeah, and by the way, Kyle, you have a lot of colors of this.
I have tons of them. This has become like my signature summer piece because, like Luke just said, they are still available. You can still get them. In fact, they just started their spring sale today, so I might be shopping for some more. It's one of those things that it really looks
Matt
good.
minimizes.
You just lost Matt.
Minimizes. I literally saw his hands go like this.
It looks good in almost any situation. If you want to take your look up a little bit without putting on a full suit tie, a Sunspell polo is always going to look great.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle, what do you think? Because I mean, clearly I chose this picture because you could still see that strap watch still fit the outfit.
It does. That's a difficult watch to wear with long sleeve shirts just because of how thick the case is. It doesn't really slide under the cuffs. But with a short sleeve shirt like this, especially in a warm weather location, I think it suits him really, really well.
Matt, clearly, you're kind of like the most interesting man in the world, or at least in this panel, in the sense that you don't always gravitate to polos. But when you do, choose a Sunspell.
I actually do gravitate to polos. Polos are my way of when I really want to dress down.
This is my thing, baby. Polos. Got it.
So when I want to dress down,
the big notepad of Matt.
That's his next book.
when I want to dress down, I go for a polo, and I think the Riviera polo is one of the best polos to wear for dressing down in the heat and the humidity. The mesh weave, which is. I think that the mesh weave is what's really special about this. It's not a PK polo. It has a similar kind of texture, but it's considerably different in reality, and it's what makes it so comfortable. So yes. I think it's a really special piece. It's something that's very unique to Sunspell. I haven't seen anyone else make a polo quite like this.
And I wonder if we're going to have a quintuplet here because Pete, you have one as well, I assume.
I do. Yeah, I love this. I've got a couple of colors. I've got it in the Sea Island cotton as well. Sea Island cotton version of this.
And that is so luxurious, by the way.
It is. It's something else, and it also photographs really well.
Don't let Brian wash it.
It's not a flat fabric.
Yeah, if you ever need your clothes washed, Pete, don't come here.
Well, it's interesting that you said that your fiance accepted, or your wife now accepted after you proposing it. Anastasia hates this. She thinks it looks like something off the construction site, and I. Soft marketed it, and I find a lot of women
I'm not talking to
don't
her
like
yet.
this look.
Yeah, you haven't filed.
Wait, I'm confused though. Did she back it up with an explanation? Like, who are these construction workers?
Well, I think because this is, nothing wrong with construction workers for one, but it's just not a look that she's drawn to, thankfully. But this does, after a few wears, it does kind of soften everywhere. I've had this a few years, and the collar, the self collar, does kind of. Well, it's flat anyway, but it doesn't have much.
Do you hand wash it?
No. I put it in the washing machine.
Sir,
do you put it? You don't put it in the dryer, though, do you?
No. I'm not an animal.
He just says Anastasia blow on it slowly.
Not Luke's wife.
Don't even let this in the same room as a running dryer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I think just the overall look, she's never really taken to it. I love it because it's not logo heavy. It's got no logos on it, which I think is probably why I like it, because I prefer my style a bit simpler.
I love it too, and I've got to say, like you guys, this has been. I'm probably on my 7th or 8th one, or maybe I have even multiple ones in different versions. But the other thing that I like about this, and I'm just going to say it because it's just us friends here and everybody else watching, tends to be forgiving depending on the size. If you gain a little bit of weight, it says you're doing fine, and if you lose a little weight, it's saying you're doing fine. Like it kind of hides you a little bit. So it's not like some of the Oliver Brown ones, which I love. If you eat an olive the wrong way, the olive will show up on the shirt. So you got to be careful of it.
Eat it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Go
Very well
sideways up.
said. Very well
Oh
said.
boy, I am letting Mr. Matt Spaiser go first here because we've got a cornucopia of deliciousness. Matt, what do we got?
We got a lot of Brioni going on here. A lot of Brioni. We got this multi-stripe suit, which I recently was just paused it during the shot where you really get a lot of light coming onto it from the window, and you can really see actually the stripes are different colors, which is it's a really interesting suit. It was a very common style back in 2006 to have them different colors in your stripes, which it's not, but the stripes are so subtle that you don't really see it here. He looks like he's ready for business. I mean, and that's what they want to tell us. They want to tell us that he's dressing up as a businessman here for this business meeting with the Treasury. And I say it's quite an appropriate outfit, but I like that the texture and the shirt stripe, that tie is just such a business tie. That's really what this outfit is saying to me. And he's got braces on underneath this, which we found out recently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a picture from a recent book that shows that he's wearing braces with this
cool.
suit, not a belt. There's no belt loops. He's got braces.
Oh, I like that so much more now. Kyle, you're a suited and booted guy. Plus, you own Brioni. I mean, what do you think of this suit?
I don't own this Brioni yet, perhaps. No, I think, like I said earlier, little by little, he is becoming James Bond as the movie continues. He's growing as 007. This is the first time that we see him in like a recognizable, oh yeah, that's James Bond. That's how James Bond dresses. I think it's really, really working for him. James Bond wears dark blue suits and subtle ties. I'm 100% behind this one. Love it.
Yeah, Matt has. I want to give Matt kudos. He's my younger brother. I never wanted, but he's taught me a lot about color combination and what Bond looks good in. And sometimes we say sometimes a white shirt will bleach somebody out, but I think the color combination, Matt, you would agree here, just works nice.
The color is great just because it's what it's saying. It's saying that it's giving that Oxford look. It's giving that very serious businessman look. And he is tan here, so the white doesn't look bad. Also, the lighting in this scene makes it look this high contrast. We're seeing the lighting makes it look really good. So that's a big part of it.
Pete, you're a man, if I could exaggerate that, who has clearly done a little bit of prep for this. What was your take on this? Is this a major transformation for Bond in the movie when you see him in this suit?
Yeah, so I think we're really getting there with Bond. I think Kyle touched upon it. That I mean, I've not actually thought twice about this suit. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's a great suit, but I guess it's like Matt saying, it's a very business suit. It's not something that's very showy. I mean, it's a great suit for what it is, but it's not all bells and whistles, and it's kind of dark. Even the pinstripe, Matt, I think we described that as a pinstripe that's barely there, that you can really even see.
It is barely. It's so thin that was. But there are multiple colors of the stripes. So they're not bright white stripes. So that makes them really hidden.
But I do like the reference in this scene. What I think I really love clothes-wise in this scene is the anti-establishment vibe that you get with him wearing it, which is very Fleming-esque, and Vesper touches on it, wearing it with disdain. He's all casual up until this point, and you get the feeling he prefers to be running around jumping in an Armani leather jacket, but when it comes to wearing a suit, he's like, oh, bloody hell, this feels like real work. Not up for this.
Some people have named their Instagram accounts after this scene. Some people.
Somebody can't pronounce it. But he's working on it. He's working on it.
Oh my God.
It's a very difficult smile for David here.
It's called the eyes are not smiling, but the mouth is. It's
the Pan Am smile.
Luke, does it bother you that he's not wearing a pocket square?
No, I don't think so, because like they said, it's very business. Very business. No, it's very business. I mean, you know what I think the best way? We went from Notting Hill to whatchamacall? Freaking now I'm blanking. Savile Row. Went from Notting Hill to Savile Row. He stepped up his game here. He stepped up his game. I think it's a great suit. And you know what? I think the scene itself really makes it stand out. It's one of my favorite Craig scenes, period. Top 3, easy.
I
the
love that
exchange
they're
between
dressed
the
for
two of them.
dinner too, right?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, it's just like it's old school, you know. I mean, yeah, they're on a train, but doesn't mean you
it's
can't
from Russia
dress.
with Love. It's a dining
Yeah,
car, and they're look how they're dining. I mean, I
yeah.
love that this is so civilized with the napkins. He's got the after dinner drink. That's quite a pour, by the way, right, Kyle? That's
Mhm.
Oh
good.
yeah,
Oh, his
that'll.
glass is kind of similar to mine. Do we know what glass this is?
It's bang on to yours. I noticed that earlier.
That's the
Okay.
Okay, I
Duralex.
actually never noticed that.
Duralex.
I'm glad I got
Nice.
this. I'm glad I got this secondhand. It didn't spring for the Cumbria Crystal.
No, that's the
Mhm.
Duralex condom, extra large. I mean,
Send
Duralex
me,
glass.
send me the link to that, Matt.
I thought
Oh,
it
I
was a
bought
serviette. That's a
it's
condom.
my glass is vintage. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Is it
figured.
really?
Yeah,
I figured.
yeah, I got this at a shop on Long Island.
Matt, why don't you have a sweepstakes on bond suits for that glass?
Was that
I
shop
need
called
this.
IKEA?
I don't
Again,
think
one
that goes to
instrument.
IKEA.
I need the glass. I need the glass.
All
But
right.
you know what's interesting about that suit is it's a navy blue suit, which a lot of people would think of as boring or kind of plain. James Bond doesn't do that. It's that subtle
Mhm.
stripe, that subtle pattern that kind of adds an extra level of depth and richness to it. I like
Does
that.
anybody think that Matt's on the Sunspell site? I feel like his eyes are
Yeah.
darted.
Once I told him the sale was on.
I'm almost done purchasing this new polo.
Yeah.
All the
Luke,
polos.
you better tell Brianna to put on some pants.
She honestly may not have any on.
That
Couldn't
was,
tell you.
I'll have to go back and edit that out. That's okay.
Just like
We
the
forgive her.
lack of attempt to hide too. Just
All right, we've got Bond. He look at him. Look at him. Now this outfit actually goes through a bit of a transformation where you've got the coat on, you've got the overcoat, and then you've got the suit underneath, and then he has it off. But let's talk about this. Kyle, we'll start with you again. Very suited and booted guy. What do you think of the look?
The navy blue raincoat was a Fleming Bond staple, and I
Ooh.
believe this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time we ever see it in one of the films. So they're trying to reestablish some Fleming elements in Casino Royale. That's kind of what it's all about.
Damn.
And that's definitely one of them. This was something that Fleming wrote about Bond wearing often, and now we get to see it on screen.
Matt, you've got competition. This guy's come to play.
You know, it's I love the coat too. I think
Click
it's
buy.
okay, I
And now
just
I'm back
bought
in the room.
I just bought a Riviera polo on sale for $75.
Did you really?
Oh. They had one a size small. It was
Wait.
perfect.
So Matt, during this happy hour, you
Thank
literally
you,
did go
Kyle.
and you went
Kyle,
shopping.
you're a big influencer.
$75. I might have to get one too.
Getting
Kyle,
affiliate.
I
you
don't-
concentrate.
Okay, so I do love the coat. Just what Kyle said about it being very Fleming, and I really do like this outfit.
Pete, outfit, coat. What are we thinking here? It's not for me.
I mean,
Um,
It's not for me
are we going
either.
to talk about the suit again? We're going to talk about the suit
We
itself
are.
later, right? Okay.
We are. I keep
Um,
seeing a Roadrunner behind Luke. Does anybody else see that?
I don't know. She said she doesn't care.
She should.
She shouldn't. David said you shouldn't.
There is an accessory in this scene, though. It's a
Yes, there is. The money clip, right?
Is it a Douglas Pell money clip? I know because Daniel Gaster wrote a blog for it on the site. But outside of that, I've not actually even looked at the jacket. Sorry, Kyle, and everybody else that really loves this. But
No, you know what? But Pete, that's a really good point because I think for 90% of the people that watch Casino Royale, there are so many outfits that just disappear. You know,
Yeah.
they think of the top 5. This would not make the top 5.
Yeah, but again, it's not bad looking at it. It's just not something I've even thought about. Sorry, but
Yeah.
I have thought about the money clip, if that's any consolation.
That's true. So Luke, what are we thinking? This is still obviously the outfit. You know, do you like it? The combination. Look at that tie. It's a nice tie.
Mm.
Honestly,
Mhm.
that's I don't know what it is. I don't like the outfit on him.
Hmm.
I don't know. He
Sure.
just looks kind of like, for starters, he looks like really, really tan. And maybe it's just like the way the shot is lit. But
He was in
I
the
mean, don't get me
Bahamas.
wrong. No, I know
You don't
that.
come from the
trust
Bahamas
me.
and you're pale.
I mean, Matt, look at me. I just got back, man. I know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not my
Kyle
favorite. I
hasn't
don't know.
gone down
Maybe
to
it's more
Florida
the
yet.
lighting. Maybe it's more the lighting of the scene. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like that he's wearing an overcoat. I like the tie. I like the shirt. He's still got the same type of shirt he had on the train. I'm assuming more Brioni. But maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's the hair.
No,
Like he
Luke,
just looks a
Luke,
little
I'm
less
kind
done
of
up,
with
or-
you.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, because the one thing, and I know Matt's now never going to invite you and I to his birthday party, only Kyle as usual. But I really do feel like the neckline on his shirt looks too tight for his muscular neck. And sometimes when he turns, it almost looks like it's like ripping.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't look like it's right. What do you think, Matt? Am I crazy?
Well, no, I agree with that. The collar, the Brioni collar, isn't quite right for him. He looks much better in the next film with those Tom Ford collars. This one is just a little too high for him, because that muscular neck does need a lower collar, whereas my skinny neck needs a higher collar.
Oh, you're not skinny neck. Stop it. But you mentioned the suit, Matt. So we're going to let you play the suit game. We've got
So-
the jackets
Another
off.
navy suit.
Mm-hmm.
Another navy. This one's like a very fine Glen check.
Does that button look a little high on that suit?
Oh yeah, the buttons are too high. And I mean, it's not as high as the highest button is what you see is what was on the that blue linen suit at the beginning of the film. That one is way too high. He doesn't button it, and thankfully he doesn't. But this one's a little high. I mean, I've seen much higher, but that high button was so fashionable at this time.
I've got a funny story I've got to tell you about this, Matt, because as I look at his pants, I was going to mention that certainly this looks a lot different than Skyfall or Spectre pants, because, the ones that were kind of, as you say, were too tight, they taper too much. I wore, this is going to be quick, I promise you. For the 60th anniversary, I wore my Quantum of Solace Tom Ford suit. And I hadn't worn it in a long time. And I went out with David Williams on the town, and he said, "What's going on with your pants?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I looked in a mirror on the side of a store, and they almost look stovepipe-ish. Like they weren't tight like my current Tom Ford pants. And sometimes we forget that pants didn't always fit so tight.
No,
like they
especially
do now.
not men's pants.
Yeah.
I mean, at this time when men wore tight pants, they would. I think my brother wore extremely tight, stretchy jeans at this time, and no one
And he
else.
and I got
Men
into a
didn't.
fight about that, didn't we?
Men didn't usually do that, and people would ask me if my brother was gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's
There's
anything
nothing wrong with
with
it.
that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it was a strange thing. People would always say that. I'm like,
Hello,
no,
Matt.
but no, that was what it was. Just people had there were certain connotations about certain styles that just how fashion is. We think about different subcultures, different types of people with different fashions, and this is what men wore. I mean, and these are still much narrower than what men were wearing in the 90s.
All right, for my own peace of mind, we're going to get off the suit. I like
Yeah.
it, but I don't love it. Guys, I just don't. But here it is one more time for those of you that are just basking in the glory.
Excited.
And I really don't like it here. It just the shoulder pads, everything going on.
It's the same as that gray suit from earlier. The same shoulders.
Yes.
The
Which I'm not
same
digging.
wide
It's
trousers.
got to be Brioni. It has to be.
It is.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like the linen one in the other in the Bahamas.
The gray
They've just
suit.
gotta
I
be
swear, I think
Brioni all the
that
way
is
down.
Brioni.
Yeah. Too similar.
Kyle's got to wear shades, by the way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Let's get serious. Pete Brooker. This is, I don't care how old you are. If you're watching this right now and you're you're 6 hours into this video, like it's gone on for, you've done this. You've looked in the mirror when you've put on a tuxedo. Some of you have even been fanatical enough to recreate the moment on video. Kyle,
Oh, yeah.
Luke, David. But Pete,
A great moment.
what do we think about this?
Oh yeah, no, this is it really for Bond, for sartorial moments. And the theme tune kicks in as well. So like Arnold rewards Bond for the first time with a little lick, and then you don't hear anything else Bond for like 2.5 hours, which is nuts. But anyway, getting the suit is the dinner suit. It's also quite funny that it's not him that's had it made. He's got his dinner suit. This is Vesper saying your dinner suit is garbage. So you're still seeing Bond's journey and his trajectory, even though he's putting on this dinner suit. it's his like costume is a vehicle for him, and he has to kind of get to the final end moment where and this is actually kind of near the final end moment for him in terms of his costume, but it's not, because he's not picked the suit, so he's not there. He's just going, bloody hell, this looks pretty good. This is what I should be telling my secretary to do for me, but it's the other way around.
I like that, Pete. I like that analysis, because unlike the last suit that we just saw, I think this fits beautifully. It's not
the
too
same
tight.
fit. It's the same fit, David. Look at those shoulders. Same shoulders.
But it doesn't look as obtrusive. It doesn't look as Herman Munsterish. It just it looks like it fits him well.
I think because it has one button, it's just more open in the front, and I think that helps.
They must have paid more attention to this, though, Matt.
They probably did pay more
like
attention,
in terms of the tailoring, knowing that this was going to be this scene.
Yeah.
And that it was going to be scrutinized like this 20 odd years later.
But it's interesting how this is the only one with pleated trousers.
Oh, which reverse pleat or
single reverse pleat.
That's sexy and dangerous all at the same time.
Yeah, and actually, I think these trousers are a little trimmer. The jacket's about similar, but the trousers are actually trimmer, even though they have pleats. These have trimmer trousers.
Kyle, is this the one that you purchased?
This is the one that I purchased.
Oh, come on, talk to us about this.
That's how much of an impact this has on me. This is it. This is piece by piece. We've seen Daniel Craig's character become the James Bond that we're familiar with. Now he's taken a quantum leap forward. I mean, he's in the
unintended.
Exactly. He's in the signature James Bond look, the dinner jacket, and it's an immaculate one. It's perfect. And I think 2006 kind of sits in between the too baggy era of shooting that we saw in the 90s and the shrunken, too tight suits that we saw in the late 2000s, early 2010s. This was kind of like an in-between period of menswear where we went back to the classics. This represents that. I adore this tuxedo.
It's a beautiful tuxedo too. I mean,
I bought it. I mean, clearly I really like it.
Wait, Kyle, is yours the 007 edition?
No, it isn't. That was before I could kit myself out.
Honestly, even better. Even better. You don't need that.
I agree, Luke. I think that stuff is kitschy. The hidden pockets and the PPK pocket that nobody would ever put a PPK.
There's nothing more annoying than having the logo all over the place.
Oh, look at you, Luke. And by the way, Luke, while you're at it, like, hate, middle line.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's another iconic scene. Really, like Kyle said, really solidifying who he has become. He is now Bond. And like the other two gentlemen said, I like the fact that he didn't pick it out. I like the fact that he's still being helped into becoming the Bond that we know. I mean, first novel, right? 20 whatever movie, but it's the first novel. So he was a young, inexperienced agent at the time. Clearly needed some help with some things. I like that they consciously made that part of the film. And the one thing I do want to ask with Matt and Pete here, when the where the shoulder meets the arm and there's that point, is that a big no-no?
Is that the roping?
Yeah, I think he's got rope sleeve heads. Most of Bond's suits throughout the series have that. And, I mean, you can see like a little indentations below that because he has his arms up a bit. But I do like how the shoulders are. These are, people might call these wide shoulders now, but it's because his shoulders need to be a little wider because the curvature of his body. The body isn't shaped like with a sharp corner like that. It's very rounded. But this creates a more elegant look, a more flattering look, and it allows the sleeves to hang better. And because his arms are so big, he needs to have sleeves that can drape well. But you can see that there is muscle under there. Even though the sleeves aren't skin tight, you can see that there. I mean, just from the way he's holding his arm, you can see his muscle bulging out. But it doesn't happen when his arms are down.
And I think with a good suit like this too, to Matt's point, you can see if someone's in shape by the suppression. And I mean, I think the shape, it's so angular. I mean, that's what I love about, I'd go through like 16 images to get to this one, believe it or not, a little bit of preparation. And I chose this one because I just like the angle of everything. I like that he's adjusting his cuffs as usual. I mean, to me, this is one of the most Bond images of the whole film.
Yeah.
Matt,
Agreed.
did we get from you if you liked it or not? You love it, right?
I do love it. Yeah, I think actually my favorite thing about this is the Turnbull and Nasser shirt, because this shirt it recalls something that kind of started back in Thunderball with having a very elegant but very simple shirt for evening wear. This shirt, there's no fancy bib or any fancy pleats in the front. All you have is a placket that covers the buttons down the middle and a fancy waffle weave. And this shirt is just, I think the simplicity of it is waffles would be great too. But no, I think that this shirt really exemplifies what a Bond evening shirt kind of is in the simplicity of it, but really making it very special. Just the mitered corners on the cuffs. There's a lot of there's so many details that make this shirt special, even though it looks very simple here.
By the way, Matt, you ruined me, and this is not a virginity thing. You introduced me to voile, and ever since you introduced me to voile, it's actually hard to go back to like anything but.
Once you go
voile is fantastic.
Luke, you got to get a voile shirt.
But yeah, voile.
Sounds good.
I think Daniel Craig's is the shirt in. I think his Skyfall shirt might have a voile body with a bit. I can't remember. One of Daniel Craig's shirts has a voile body. I think it's Skyfall.
I don't remember either.
Yeah,
I have no idea. And Pete,
with 25 films, you can't remember.
I
Can't remember everything in
Research
25
Skyfall.
films.
All right, blissfully, we're going to go on to this next scene. So we've got very interesting here. I like this. I'll go first because I'm going first. I like this. I don't love the combination. I mean, it's, you got the charcoal t-shirt. You've got obviously the cardigan and the pants. It's kind of an amalgamation, but I don't know what it is here. But I don't like when we get later to the next cardigan scene towards the end. I like that so much better. It's fresher. It's lighter. This just seems a little bit dark to me. And because it's daytime, I could see this more kind of in the evening. But Luke, this looks like something you might put together. What do you think?
I absolutely love it. I love the way it looks. And I'll tell you why. It's like you said, once he's on the boat and he's got the cardigan, I think that is I am going outside. This is my outfit. I think this is Mathis's goofy ass is at my door. I don't know why. I'm going to throw a cardigan on. He's like, it kind of looks like he's in the process of getting dressed because he's wearing nice pants. He's wearing really nice pants. And then and this is once again, like when Bond is being lazy, it's still very highbrow. So he's got really nice pants on. He's got the nice shirt on. Of course, he's probably going to wear something else instead of that shirt. I think someone's at the door. He threw on a cardigan, trying to look somewhat presentable. I think this is another, I didn't put much thought into this outfit. I think this is, why are you at my door? Truly.
All right, Pete, are you buying this? Lazy Bond, or doesn't he give a shit?
Yeah, it's all right. Well, he doesn't give a shit, but he has been wearing a tuxedo for a long time. And so, he's been playing a shit ton of poker and it's kind of morning after. So he doesn't really feel the need to put any show on, especially for Mathis. It does almost remind me of a girl with a dragon tattoo look for him rather than a Bond look. Maybe a more muscular version of that. But yeah, in terms of outfits, this is just his throw on. This is someone's at the door, or the Amazon guy's here. I've got to get something on for this. It's not good behavior just going there just in my gym jams.
And Kyle, I'd love to get your opinion on it too, because it does sit squarely in kind of the middle of what everybody's saying.
I think Luke is onto something. When James Bond is just lounging around, he's still wearing a pair of dress trousers and a cardigan. He's not wearing, like track pants and a pair of sneakers. This is the type of outfit I think that I would wear like to breakfast before I go upstairs and get ready for the night of playing poker. That's kind of how I see Bond wearing this outfit. Is it great? No, but it's better than what the average guy would wear in this situation, just for lounging in your hotel room. What I really like about it is this is the first time in the movie that we get a really good shot of the diver 300 meter.
Yep.
Good point. Yes,
Looks great.
you could almost see it in this picture peeking out. That's a great point. Matt, the pants that he wears with this
Yeah.
outfit, are they the same pants he's wearing when he breaks into M's apartment?
I think so. I can't remember for sure,
Ooh.
but I think they are the same.
They look similar.
Which I love it when we see Bond reuse an item. I think
Yeah.
it really brings things more down to earth. It just helps, and it helps really. I think it's a character moment just to see Bond reusing something.
Yes.
But I do like the trousers, and I think that I think they should be inspiration for more men to put more care into their trousers. Don't just put on a pair of jeans or chinos. Put on
Mhm.
something a little more special, and that's
Yeah.
what these are. I think that's one of the best. That's my favorite thing about this outfit. I'm not crazy about the slouchy cardigan or the t-shirt, but if Bond has just put on something just for lounging around, I think then it makes sense.
Hey,
that's a
David,
great.
sorry, I've got an idea though. For a deleted scene, Carl, wouldn't it have been great if they did have that breakfast buffet, all of them, like literally, and everyone's just kind of hanging around the buffet?
It was the cutlery.
We ran out of stuff.
The best start. The best
What
thing
are you
about
wearing?
best thing about staying at a fancy hotel is their breakfasts.
Yeah. You,
Was
I
it
always
always
ask
scrambled
that
then?
when Danielle makes a hotel reservation. I don't care where it is in the world. I'm like, do they have a free breakfast? It could be the Holiday Inn pancake
Mhm.
machine. I don't care.
yeah.
If it's a free breakfast, it's a good hotel.
Pete
Yeah.
is ruining this movie for
Just
me,
how I
but in a
roll.
great way. In a great
right.
way.
That's
By the way,
deleted
Matt,
scene then.
Yeah.
really, really sound point. I know I'm guilty of just putting on chinos and thinking I'm, stylized, but
No, I've
I
done
have
it
these
too.
other pants that are like really nice and I should wear them more. It's true.
Yeah, like I have a pair of these very nice Tom Ford check trousers that I bought for $200, and I do wear them for just dressing down. I think I wore them once when I saw Kyle.
Yes,
and they're
I know what
just
you're talking about.
Oh,
yeah, and I was kind of thinking about them in the same way that these trousers, they're just such a great thing to put on because they are casual. They're not. I don't think of them as for dressing up, but they're just nice trousers, tailored
Mhm.
trousers. They're the same kind of trousers you might wear with a suit, but they're not, and you might have just a more interesting fabric than a suit. Different
easy
kind of
smile
cloth.
and beautiful trousers. Not taken. That's all I'm saying.
Quick.
Easy smile and suede couches.
Says Bond's apartment.
Yeah.
All right. Now we've got the braces. Yeah, look at Matt. Matt, why are you shaking your head?
No. This is a no. You don't take your jacket off.
Mhm.
And he looks
True.
like this is he looks like he's here. I think it's projecting a very cocky image. Bond is looking like he's gotten too comfortable. He's giving off an image that he's at home. He's the king of this castle, and but that's what I'm seeing in this situation.
I'm the captain. I'm the captain.
I'm the
Captain,
captain now.
Look at me. And the I think it just does it, but it just doesn't look sophisticated.
Sorry. Drink.
I think, and that's what I'm just seeing here. Also, it's just he's not. This isn't what Bond does. This
Well,
is what children do.
You would have been so proud of Kyle and Luke and myself because when we went to Luke's wedding, when everybody was taking off their jackets, we never took off our jackets. And when we went to Lorenzo's wedding and everybody's taking off their tuxedo jackets, we did not take off our tuxedo jackets ever.
No.
Oh, yeah, I mean, also you take it off. Where are you going to put it? Someone might steal it.
Matt,
Let's
I
just
asked you to be
live it.
proud of us, and you give
Very,
me
very proud.
like salt
Very
and
proud.
lemon.
I just don't. A tuxedo and a suit are two completely different things. A tuxedo is not. You don't put a tuxedo on to take the coat off. It's just
Well,
not.
same thing with the suit.
I don't think
I
you
mean,
take the suit coat
you don't
either.
take the suit.
Well, no, I'm
yeah,
saying
unless-
like if you're at work or something, whatever. If you don't want to get it wrinkled when you're sitting down or something, but I mean,
So
not
you
all of us
do
have.
take it off. Luke.
Not all of us have
situation.
treadmills for desks, David. I have to sit when I'm at work, so I have to take this stuff.
Why you
off.
got to be hating like that?
I ain't hating. I'm just jealous.
That's why you
Hate the
keep a
treadmill.
hanger in
Don't
your
hate the
office.
player.
Yeah.
Pete, are we being crazy? Is this an okay look just to an Englishman?
I think it's fine. I mean, at least it shows off the braces, but and also we've got to say that this is still part of his graduation. He doesn't know that he needs to keep the jacket on at this
Yes.
point, right?
Yes,
so he has to.
that's right.
That's probably a purposeful
He's
thing.
still an immature
Rip.
38-year-old. That's
But-
what he
Relic
is.
now.
Luke
I
was
was,
ready to tear up the book.
I was
No, I was
sorry,
doing
I
it
was
for Matt.
distracted because did you say, Matt, that you had it's customary, it's military, isn't it, that you don't take off the jackets until after the dinner speeches? That's when you take the jacket off.
No, you don't. You never take them off.
No, you can do it. It's
Public.
after the speeches.
No, you're not. I think that
That's
maybe
no, that is true.
That's a 21st century thing.
No, I was sat next to a military guy at a wedding. He was sweating through his suit, and I said, "Mate, take your suit off." He goes, "The military don't do it until after the speeches." And by that point, it was already a write-off. It literally soaked right through it. It was a goner. But that's, I think it's after the speeches. That's fine.
Could we have marked the time of when From Taylors with Love split? Is it the Yoko? Is this the Yoko and the Beatles moment?
Yeah,
It was literally after the book came out.
Matt is
Can you
not
just
smiling
sign this?
anymore.
You just sign this real quick before you guys
I
part
got it.
ways. It's only
I can
half
do it.
signed.
I can docu-sign that from here. No
Wait,
problem.
whose signature do you have, Luke?
I've got Matt Spaiser's signature. It says, "Dear Luke, thanks for your support and friendship. Congratulations
Aw.
on your wedding, Matt Spaiser. P.S. God, you're handsome."
Did he actually say that?
No,
Oh,
I didn't say
was
any
hoping-
of that.
He didn't put it in writing.
no.
didn't
All the
say
rest of
anything.
that was true. All the rest of that was true. Give yourself
All
some
right.
credit, Matt.
listen,
You're not
we gotta-
always
we,
curmudgeon.
we got to push Matt and Pete on this because I want you guys to all leave as friends, leave as good, if not better, on this happy hour. So we're gonna have a dueling match. This is just for Pete and Matt.
Oh,
Are you
bugger.
guys okay with, hold for it, just taking off the bow tie? Pete, you start first. Jacket on, no bow tie. What are we thinking?
Yeah, he's just won. He's just won like millions of quid and he's drinking. Why not? I think that's perfectly fine.
Matt?
Okay, so normally I say no, but this. Was there anyone else having dinner at this restaurant? when he
No.
was there?
No.
No.
So to me, this strikes me as a private dinner. He's in a place where he is. If you're going back to, if you're at home, if you've gone home after your event, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. He's kind of gone back home. He's left the venue. He's in a different place. He's gone home. He's relaxed. He's having just a victory dinner. Here, it's okay. I wouldn't say that if you dressed up to go to the opera and then you went out to dinner afterwards at a restaurant where it's full of people, then you don't get undressed.
And
But here
comrades,
he's-
this is what we call détente.
That's
Because
daytime.
now they're seeing eye to eye.
Daytime, comrade.
But didn't Felix go home as well? Because he was supposed to take care of the sheaf. Felix did very little after he left the poker place, by the way. I think
Yeah.
he
What do you
said
mean?
look,
He went to Jamaica to drink a Heineken.
well, that's that's what I'm talking about. It's like, oh, he's all yours. It's like, great, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
You can
he's a
take your
liability.
missus. He did nothing
That's good,
after that. Anyway.
All
What do you
right.
say?
Well, this is some fascinating shit.
It
As
is.
Jason Statham was saying. see, Pete, I listen. Pete, what do we think about this outfit? And
Oh,
you
yeah.
promised. No.
I left my
Is this
carpet
Brioni?
beater. I am kind of in the darkness here, though. It's kind of a similar venue, at least.
Well, clearly he's not wearing an outfit, but I do like the fact that the
Maybe a
chief
jock.
tells him
he's wearing the chair.
he's wearing rope.
Where
I'll tell
who
you what
made
he's
the
wearing.
chair?
Kane and Company. I don't know. Interestingly, there's a picture on Facebook right now of Luke from his honeymoon in kind of that pose.
Yeah,
I'm not wrong.
That's
just much fatter.
I'm going there now.
I've
All right, this was
requested
a much funnier
deletion.
moment when I thought of it in my head. So we're gonna move on. We've got Bond in loungewear, and he's got two different outfits. He's got a fetching robe. Kyle, you're a robe guy. You like
I
to watch
am.
more robes.
I
What
am
are you, are you digging this? He's got the sweater and the robe look.
It's fine. I mean, he's in the hospital, so I wouldn't expect him to be kitted out in Brioni in this scene. It's okay. We've seen Bond wear better robes, but they weren't supplied by a hospital. So as far as hospital supplied clothing goes, it's fine.
And by the way, that sweater that he's wearing with the shirt underneath, that's the when he does feel better, and Vesper's like pulling it all off and stuff like that. But he's got a different robe in this picture. So, Pete, Anastasia comes to you and says, "Right, sweetie, it's Christmas. Which robe do you want? The more hospital kind of light blue one, or do you want that nice checkered one?"
I'm going for the checkered one. I think
Ooh.
that's a much stronger look for him, and
Agreed.
it's all
Yeah.
blue as well, right? So well, that's blue as well, but that's kind of baby blue, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
That's from the that's a straight up hospital issue.
That's
I
nurse
feel
blue.
like that's a hospital thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
hospital. Yeah, I'm going for that blue. Yeah.
I think they're both. I think from the hospital. I don't think. I
Yeah,
can't imagine. They don't.
I don't think these are in
these-
his wardrobe.
No.
no.
I
I
feel like
don't
it's out of order. They should have like started with the baby blue hospital and then said as he's getting better, this is what he slips
He
into.
His little
upgraded his
style.
pajama wear.
Yeah, it looks like he's
Mhm.
getting more ill in the other one. Yeah.
It's like we're all getting more ill. All right. But then
Hey, those are the
puts on-
photos I sent you.
And by the way, these are the ones that I took liberally from Bond suits with the bungee smugglers. But this is
He's
about
still got
the-
an itch to scratch. Like you can
Yeah.
see.
Oh, you beat me to it, man. You
Yeah.
beat me to it.
That's
He
but that's
does.
not to the right. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
And he's sporting the watch there. He's got the good watch, Kyle.
That's true.
Now, Kyle, do you favor this one more than the light La Perla ones?
All I know is I could not pull off either, so they're
That's a
pretty
tough one.
interchangeable to me.
Yeah, I think. Can we all agree on that? Tough to pull off.
Mm, I think so.
Yeah, they're
I
so
think
tight.
this
You're never
looks-
going to pull them off. They're just so.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
They're
I
stuck.
agree. All right, now we've got a
They're
pretty
stuck.
simple outfit. Luke, we've got a sunspell. We've got some simple trousers. And interestingly enough, we've got an ever-changing watch
Mhm.
in this scene, which is kind of interesting. But what do you think of this casual boat outfit?
I like it. I like it. I mean, yeah, she's a little more. God, and I'm hoping Matt doesn't cringe, but I feel like we're on the same page. I think she's a little more nautical than he is with her stripes and her
definitely.
outfit.
No, she's
but
perfect. That's perfect. That's
yeah,
the
she's
stripes.
very well dressed for it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we can kind of at this point just chalk up. He's just in a
He's
lot
given
of
up.
unfamiliar territory. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, I like that he's like not wearing shorts or something. I like that he's not wearing a bathing suit. It is Italy. It's probably very warm. So I don't hate it, but
Yeah.
I mean, he could have done better, but at the same time, at this point, it would kind of be off brand for this Bond at this point for him to be very perfectly
point.
dressed. So yeah.
Mm.
Pete, you said he's given up. Has he given up? Do you like the outfit?
I just don't think there's anything really remarkable about what he's wearing, but I think that's also the point. He's still convalescing, I suppose. Fresh from getting his ball smudged. He's still trying to find his way in the world,
By who?
and he
Which
needs something
one
a little
at
bit
this
loose
point?
around there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's kind of found a new way for himself. He's he's in a happier place now. He's recovered and he's happy.
Yeah, he's
with-
retired, I suppose. Yeah.
He's happy
Yeah.
with his life situation, but he's not exactly dressing like it. Like I kind of would think that maybe another Sunspill Riviera Polo would be great here.
Yeah.
But that's interesting that you're saying
Same
that because
color.
the costume designers tend to say when Bond is retired, resigned, he goes to a gray polo or gray t-shirt.
Great.
I mean, he's got it here. He's got a No Time to Die. But Kyle, your head was shaken with the polo. You think that he needs an upgrade here?
I think this is screaming for another Sunspell Riviera polo. We've already established earlier in the movie that Bond likes that style, and it
Mhm.
would fit in here really, really well, and just show that James Bond is somebody who cares a little bit more than a guy who just wears a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It'd be a
always
great
look
polo.
at these.
I love the watch and I love
yeah.
the shades, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always look at scenes like this and I truly just, not to over examine, but it's like, has he gone shopping? Has he packed anything? It's kind of like, are these just the things he's had and he's
He
just
bought a
kind of
boat.
continuing? Yeah, right. Yeah, they did stop and rent a boat.
Boats are
Yeah.
expensive. He spent
Yeah.
all of his money on the boat.
Yeah,
Nothing left
and he's
of the
wearing a
boat.
Sunspell, and those are Mathis's pants, I think.
He does carry forward, and we're going to start with Kyle for obvious reasons. He does carry the outfit forward because other than putting on this particular top, it is pretty much the same outfit. I mean, he's got the Sunspell underneath and the trousers. Kyle, you chose to wear this today. Pretty classic outfit. I mean, it's tough because the blues, they're not so far different that they almost match. But what do you think?
This I like because this is Bond in retirement, but dressing up to James Bond's standards of Bond in retirement. So he's casual and he's functional, maybe veering towards athletic wear, but he's doing so in a way that's very put together, very tailored, and with the James Bond style.
Oh, I like that. Very succinct. Pete, he's got the rugby on. What do you think?
Okay, so this is really interesting, this top, because I'm going to dial it back to the book, if you don't mind. We never asked Lindy the brand of this book, right? Of this top. And I have the feeling, David, now correct me if I'm wrong, when you read our book and when we sent you a copy, you were feverishly looking through the book to find the name of this brand, like Costner looking through the Warren report. It's like, ask the question, because we never asked her. And I didn't know that this top was the holy grail for everybody in the community to find out the name of the brand.
Yeah, because we were
Massimo
asking
Dutti, right?
more conceptual questions.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying we didn't write a decent book, but it would have been
It's decent.
But what I guess what
Thanks,
I'm
Kyle.
saying is a lot of people are interested in suits, fabrics, and tailoring, but they're also interested in knowing exactly what brand it is. You know, what's that hat? Who made this? And it's these kind of little obscure bits that kind of slip between the cracks sometimes. And I think this top did. And it would have been good to nail it down had we known it was such an important piece.
It's like I
And
said
such
earlier.
an easy piece to get with Massimo.
Yeah.
You know,
and
Duty.
didn't you do a campaign, or weren't you starting something up with those guys?
Yes, the company doesn't want to do it, but interestingly enough, as a post note to that conversation, Lindy and I have been in close contact. Her husband didn't get just a few pieces from the film;
Right.
he got quite a few.
You got it all.
which is great. But it was confirmed that this is indeed that. One or two people have actually found the correct one.
Ah.
So what we're hoping to do. What's that?
I'm jealous of Bob. All of those polos.
I know. And what's he going to do with them? What's he going to do with them? He probably doesn't even wear them. But yes, I mean, it was a very cool discovery after all these years, for sure. I mean, it's amazing. Any other comments on this?
That is one of the problems that I said earlier about Casino Royale is a lot of the things that are in this movie were either one-offs or they were made and discontinued shortly after or shortly before the film came out. So we didn't know, or we don't know. We didn't have the opportunity to buy those.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah,
very good.
I like the
theme.
rugby shirt a lot.
Mhm.
I say I like the rugby shirt, but I don't like the T-shirt underneath it.
I agree.
Like it.
Yeah.
I think it looks a little sloppy. I mean, it gives the impression that Bond just threw this on over the outfit from the previous scene.
I gotta go change.
But
I mean,
but
he's
embarrassing us.
He's really
I think-
tan too. Like, unbutton it. Let it roll.
Yeah. But I think although part of it is that Venice sunlight really, that lighting in Venice, really warm light.
Yeah.
But
Kyle-
just the sun but I don't know. Yeah, I think this polo shirt just looks kind of sloppy underneath there.
To Kyle's earlier point too, I'm glad that he has the diver on and not the Planet Ocean, because that would not be the look in this scene. And I mean, David, as you know, and Kyle, probably you as well, I got something recently from Massimo Dutti, which I thought was as similar as I can get. It's definitely a little bit brighter blue. I wouldn't say a lighter, but it's brighter. But yeah, I mean, Magnolia, I think, like you said, David, they make this too, and it's pretty good.
He worked with me on doing kind of the horseshoe in the back, kind of the yoke in the back. That's the correct way. It's really good. It fits right.
Yeah.
It's got the right color buttons.
We can see a little
you're going to be
something here,
anal about the
too.
placket. Say?
Yeah, there's a little something in that picture. You can see there's a pattern right at the bottom of the collar too.
It's I think in Italy it's called a Garibaldi. I mean, that is the term. It's like a
a
monkey
Giuseppe
shine.
Garibaldi.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
By the way, one of my favorite outfits.
Oh boy.
He's got the cardigan on, and if you get close-ups of this, you can see it's a nice fuzzy, maybe even cashmere cardigan, but he's got the chinos. This is a David outfit. He's got the Sunspell V-neck, which those things are gorgeous. You got the chinos, you got the Hobbit feet. You're just sitting on a boat. I love this kind of look. He's got the watch going. He's resigning. I mean, but this just actually he's not resigning, David. He's got all of Vesper's effects here. I don't know. There's something I really like about this. Pete, are you digging it? Is it something that Pete Brooker would wear?
No, I don't really like V-necks or scoop necks because
Oh.
perhaps there's too much skin going on as it is. I've got a full full run of it. It's like I need to cut it off at some point. So, but on Bond, on Daniel Craig, it looks perfectly fine. Not sure about the feet. I actually never noticed he never had anything on his feet until I just saw this. But I guess
Well, you're on a
going
boat.
in the
Why would
water.
you have? Yeah.
you'd have
Yeah.
boat shoes if you're on a boat. But anyway, it's just I'm not actually that squeamish about feet, but I just think it looks a little
I
think
think you hate them.
Matter of fact, I quite
Wow.
love feet.
Maybe this is the time for me to reveal I hate feet. I hate that laptop as well.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Oh,
laptops
the
these
Vio.
days.
Yeah.
Jesus
Product
Christ.
placement. You gotta love
Yeah.
it.
Well, Kyle, are you digging the color combination, the lightness of it? What do you
I
think?
do like the color combination. I think this is an even better iteration of the cardigan look that we saw earlier. This steps it up even higher.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Luke?
I do think it's very well put together, and this is like once again overanalyzing, but the pose he's in, the way that the pants are resting on him, they're not like way down past his ankle and then barefoot. I feel like that'd be kind of a weirder look. It kind of looks almost capri, very European. I know it's not, but it looks like it. The V-neck helps. I also, Pete, not a big V-neck guy, but
Me
he's
either.
got a good tan. It works well on him. And lastly, where he's got the cardigan buttoned, I think is just the right spot. So yeah, I think it's very well put together.
Interesting. Matt, you look like you're analyzing.
Yeah, it's not for me. I like the chinos. I that's the only thing I like. I'm not crazy about the V-neck tee or the cardigan. I think that maybe if he had, I feel like a more sophisticated shirt could help. It was when we see the same color combination in Quantum of Solace when he has the nice shirt on.
Yeah.
That he
No.
looks so sophisticated.
It elevates it.
Yeah, and here, just the V-neck T-shirt just ruins it for me.
It almost looks
I
like
mean-
an undershirt.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I have
Which
an
it
undershirt.
is.
It is,
Mm.
but
It legitimately
also,
is. You're right, Kyle.
but I think the cardigan also is just it's nowhere near as nice as the Tom Ford cardigan.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Although
right,
the Tom
that's-
Ford cardigan might be a little too polished for this scene anyway.
Mm.
I think the slouchier cardigan looks good
Too
here,
warm,
but I think
too.
maybe if he had like a white linen button-up shirt, I think that
Right.
would really
Mm,
improve
yeah.
it.
Okay, I'll go with that. But by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all still with us. I can see you out there breathing on the screen. That's you, Daniel Gassner. We are down to our last image and our last Bond image of him wearing something. And Luke, you're going to be going first. And with this particular one, we're going to do it just a little bit differently, right? We're going to change it up. So obviously, I want to hear if you like it, if it's something that you would wear. But I also want to hear from you is from an emotional standpoint, does it do anything for you? Do you feel like Bond has arrived? Does it connect to you that, or it's like, they got so close and here we
No,
go.
I think he's there, and I think we can finally. I mean, because Vesper's dead. He picked this out himself, so I think he's finally.
You think she
learned.
sent some instructions?
Yeah, I think he's.
She
I think he
left it
learned
in her
something.
will. She
Yeah.
left
No,
it in
look,
her will for him.
he's going through the phone still. There's one message from Alexis and the next
This
is
is what
You're going to wear.
There's a place on Savile Road.
Don't forget to
called
pick it up from the dry
Turnbull
cleaners.
and Acid. Anderson and Shepherd. It's a
That is
nice,
funny as
quaint-
hell.
No, so I think he's finally arrived, and honestly, I still get goosebumps in this scene. He looks incredible. The name's Bond, James Bond. It's fantastic. I love the tie. I love the shirt. I love that it's a 3-piece suit. I just think I think to like what Pete or what Matt mentioned when he's on the train, I think he's kind of taken everything, I hate to say this again, that he's learned. It's like he's got the Oxford look, he's got the Savile Row look, he's got the modern look, and it's all collided, and it's Bond is here. And we'll see you in 6 years when Quantum of Solace comes out. I think
All right,
that's what
well,
we got.
Kyle, Mr. Brioni, same question.
I agree. I mean, he's dressing like the James Bond we know because he wants to dress that way, not because he's expected to or someone told him to. This is how he wants to dress. And this is one of those moments. I mean, he steps up in a 3-piece suit and says the name's Bond, James Bond. How could you not stand up and applaud at that? He's finally arrived after seeing this whole character evolution of a young, untested, cocky, arrogant guy into the polished James Bond that we all gravitate to and identify with.
I love that. Pete?
Yeah, this is the full emancipation of the character. Just the size of the gun, the music, the slow brass that kind of comes up and it follows his footsteps as he's as Mr. White's crawling, and he's in the free piece as well. It's honestly, I actually get chills when I just think of this scene. I don't even have to hear the music. I can just hear him say it, and I can hear that slow brass coming, and it's big band time. I mean, the whole band kicks in after this when the credits roll, and I'm thinking, this is what you want when you leave a Bond film. You want to feel like you're going to walk on air when you walk out of a Bond film. And I do feel
he's alive. That helps too.
Yeah, and I just feel like
Wow.
I feel like there's just nothing like that feeling. And I guess we just didn't really get it, or I didn't get it at least on the last one. But that's by the by. This is just amazing.
Yeah. And Matt, you get to have the last word on this image.
Yeah, so he's no longer wearing a suit with disdain. He is wearing a suit because it's for him, and as others have said. And he, it's showing that he is the fully formed character that they've just been building up the whole film. Then Quantum shows that no, he's not really the full Bond that we knew from before. He's still not grown up yet, but this
because they changed the suit, right?
Well, they did change the suit because we have a new costume designer, and there's a new suit maker in Tom Ford, and they want a new interpretation. Because it's showing us that this is Bond. This is the Bond that Brosnan had left us, 4 years earlier. But then they're not ready to bring us back to that Bond. I do love the suit. I do think that it shows that this dark pinstripe suit is showing us that Bond is ready for business. Yeah. Although I do think that this is the kind of suit that we might want to see him in London, not in Italy. Doesn't look,
I feel like you end up seeing Ray Fiennes in suits like this. As the series
we do. What we saw Brosnan and Moore and Lazenby in suits like this, and Connery, and it was like this is the kind of suit that Connery wore on his mission in Diamonds Are Forever onto the oil rig.
Yeah,
and it's a little that's a terrible place for a 3-piece striped suit. This is a little better, but it's still probably. I think it's still. I would have probably rather seen him in maybe a checked suit, like the suit that we see at the end of Spectre. Shows us a Bond who is dressed up because he wants to be dressed up, but is also wearing something that looks a little more fun, a little more not like he's going to the office. And here he looks like he's about to just go back to London for a meeting with them. He's already gotten dressed for that meeting with them. Still a great suit, and I think it's telling us, it's giving us a very that showing us that Bond is back. Because it's very serious. That's what it's showing us.
I agree with all you guys because, I mean, the reality is that I feel like this is a film that I can't watch parts of. I have to literally start at the beginning and watch it to the end because I know that this is the dessert. Like when you see this scene and you experience this and you see him in this look, you're getting Bond and you're watching the journey. I mean, that's the big part of it. But ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a marathon, almost 2-hour happy hours, but we've got something to do. I announced early on in the show, and that is we're going to go round robin. We're going to start with Peter Brooker in order of what we're doing here. And Pete, very simple. I want you to tell us, we just went through all the looks of Bond. We did them all. Your favorite and your least favorite, but start with your least favorite look that you saw today.
I still think it has to be the suit that he got off the plane with, whether that's Academy or Brioni. It's not so much the fit. I think it's the color that just. Someone said, I think it might have been you, Luke. It looks like a bouncer. Maybe Carl might have said that. And I always get that. Even that screen grab you've got there, David. He looks like he's ready to headbutt someone for no apparent reason. That's not the Bond I want to know.
Like your drunk uncle,
right? So I think that's I've never really got on board with that suit.
All right, what's your favorite?
I think it works in context for the film because he has to obviously get well.
That's a good point.
I think the best one is the tuxedo. That's the best moment of probably the entire franchise when it comes to style. If you're going to put a style moment in a film, But I'm going to give a shout out to the Sunspell Polo because it's on sale now. It's accessible for everyone. You don't have to be able to afford a Brioni suit. You can get a Sunspell Polo and feel part of the Bond world, if you will.
Mhm.
And
So you're picking the polo
yeah.
or the tuxedo?
Sorry, yeah, it's bloviating. I'm gonna go for the polo.
Good choice. Good choice.
Sorry.
All right, Kyle, what do you got?
My least favorite would be the Madagascar shirt. I just find
Ooh.
it to be the least
Oh.
James Bond look. It's not like anything we expect the character to wear, and it doesn't really serve a practical function. I think fans could get away with wearing it either as an homage or wearing it as like a Hawaiian shirt to the beach. It just doesn't say James Bond to me.
I hear you. And you got to give us your best one.
Well, I can't be repetitive and say the tuxedo because I think that is the best one.
You can.
So I will pick my next favorite, which would be the three-piece suit that he wears at the very, very end. You can't go wrong with that. Bond in a three-piece always looks deadly and sharp.
I agree. I think those are amazing choices. All right, Matt Spaiser, what do we got?
So
God, I'm going last.
I'm gonna say the Madagascar is my least favorite. I think might be the worst outfit in the whole series.
You know, you can
Wait, in the
still
whole
buy
series?
that shirt.
I think
Ooh,
it might be I think it's the worst in the whole series for me.
like
Wait,
Bond
so if
period
someone-
or Daniel Craig?
No, the Bond period.
The whole
I would
series.
I would
shite.
rather wear the toweling play suit from Goldfinger over this.
You would rather wear the Live and Let Die blue
Leisure suit.
outfit with the.
let's
I
just
would
remember it.
rather wear that. Yes, definitely.
I'd have some of that.
Oof.
All right, I guess I'll cancel that Christmas gift. I mean Hanukkah. That's crazy. All right, well, what's your favorite? Let's put some
And
salve on this one.
it's the dinner suit. I think the dinner suit is really done perfectly. It's perfect for that moment. It's just so sharp with the low button stance. It looks and that her shirt. They really got it right here.
Did a beautiful job. That's true.
Well,
Lucas,
the whole series.
it is. You're right.
Mhm.
Lucas, what you got?
I'd say least favorite is the Ocean Club outfit. I feel like he either looks like a bartender
With-
or
with
a
or without
waiter
the
on a
jacket?
cruise without the jacket. I mean, with the jacket, I agree with Pete on that. But without it, I just feel like he looks like a bartender on a cruise line or whatever the hangover
Aw.
line is. My favorite, see, once again, this is like going to be repetitive. I'll go different just because we've already heard my top two. I'll go Sunspell. Just because,
Oh.
kind of like Pete touched on, it's the easiest way to really have a fantastic sartorial item from Bond. And like Spaiser said earlier, the way that it's the weave on that, I mean, when it was my first Bond sartorial item, I was like, now we're talking about something different. You know, it's very special. It's very easy to get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can beat it.
I like it. All right, I'm going to go least favorite. It's repeating, but why not? It's the bouncer. I'm going to call it the bouncer outfit because Pete has aptly named that.
It really is.
I've
Someone
never
else
seen a
could beat
bouncer in a light gray suit. Light
It's
gray
the
linen
look
suit.
he's
Matt,
giving.
how many nightclubs are you and Jana going to?
Yeah.
No,
Down
I
St.
went to a
James.
nightclub once in college.
You're going to shul. Stop.
I think you're making his point there, Matt.
Exactly. Strip clubs don't count. But I think my favorite outfit, and I'll tell you what this is. This is such a bad cheat, but it's because I put outfits now through the filter of nostalgia, emotional connection to the outfits. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to go with this one just because, again, the jacket is, Pete put it very, very well. It's my house on fire piece, as everybody should have one. Matt, I would hope yours is your cat and then Jana. You have two cats though, don't you?
No, just one.
Oh, I'm so
One
sorry.
regular.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to
just
bring
one.
up a sore subject.
Almost 2 years have passed.
For the sake of the cat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For the sake of the
I'll sit Shiva and Yitzkadav Yitzkadah. That's the Mourner's Kaddish for those of you following along. Best Pete looks around like, what have I got myself into? Anastasia knows.
And Kyle and I. Like, what's going on? Here?
Anastasia's from the Ukraine. She knows what I'm saying.
Of course she is.
She's hopefully asleep by now, like everybody else who's been watching this. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. This has been a supersized happy hour, but it needed to be because this is one of the films I think I was most excited about. But truly, it wasn't the film in the end that I was most excited about. I'm most excited because Pete, Luke, Matt, and Kyle were able to join us. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank
My
you,
pleasure.
David. Thanks,
Always
guys.
a pleasure.
Thank you, David.
Will you
Great
come
time.
back for the next one? Because it's going to be Die Another Day.
Yes.
Yeesh.
I'm on
Oh,
board
I
for
get to
that.
wear my Die Another Day watch.
Yes, you do.
Fantastic.
Matt, are you back for that one?
Yeah,
Look,
I'll
I've
be
got
back.
my car parked right behind me.
That's right.
Nice.
Can you
Wait,
see it?
did anybody else notice how Matt said that? Like, yeah, I'll be back.
Maybe 5, maybe 6 o'clock.
This was if
Yeah,
my
I'll
schedule
do,
allows.
I'll do a little Make-A-Wish thing for you, David.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to let everybody go. Thank you so much. In the meantime, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you all real soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.